Gaspar's going back, still going back, still going back. He reaches up, and that one is out of here. A 2-run home run for Brandon Motherall. Line drive, center field, hit very well. Barnes goes back, still going back. He's not going to get it. It's down. 1 run scores. Here comes Roselle around third. They're going to send him as well. The throw's coming in. Cut off. It's a 2-run triple for Zach Chiniso. Breaking ball is hit well to left field. It is gone. A home run by Clayton Coates, and he really turned on that one. That ball is way out of here. I mean, way out of here. A home run for Trey Fleury, number 2. And I think Trey has made a statement, and that statement is, I want to be the post-game guest on the Lincoln Potters broadcast on the Stones Radio Network. That ball's hit high. It is hit far. It is gone. A 3-run home run by J.T. Walden. High fly ball. That's well hit to left field. Brum goes back, still going back, reaches up. That ball is out of here. Brennan Roselle, the Fighting Zebra alum, pounds one to left field. The Potters lead this one 12-3, and somehow he's got the flag too.
Potters fans, Potter up.
Hello and welcome to McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California for another exciting night of Lincoln Potters baseball. I'm Mark the Phantom Lowe alongside my partner, the great Stones McCoy. Tonight, we bring you a very important early season game, the opener of a 3-game series between the hometown Potters and the visiting Healdsburg Prune Packers. Now, the Prune Packers have been the class of the CCO the past couple of years. They're 2-0 in league play this summer, including a win over Lincoln 6-4 on Sunday afternoon. The Potters sit at 3-2 in conference play, and will try to use these next 3 games to make the statement that this is the summer the tide begins to turn. It's always a battle when these two teams meet, and tonight promises to be no different. We'll start it off with lineups and our first pitch right after this short break on the Stones Radio Networks.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis, or call 916-259-2739.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis, or call 916-259-2739.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is your CMN hospital, the only one in our area. It is a nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital that provides the highest quality of care to pediatric patients like me. How is this level of care possible? With help from CMN donations. CMN teamed with corporate partners and community donors to fundraise for things like equipment, research, and patient care. All money raised locally during campaigns like this stays local to support children treated at UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sick and injured kids can't wait to get the care they need. And thanks to generous donors, partners, and fundraisers like you, we don't have to. Please give wherever you see the Miracle Balloon, and thank you for supporting CMN at UC Davis.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
And welcome out to McBean Stadium, lovely Lincoln, California, for CCL baseball between the hometown Lincoln Potters and the visiting Healdsburg Prune Packers. Mark the Phantom Low here with you, alongside my partner, the great Stones McCoy, and we are very happy to be here bringing you Lincoln Potters baseball and CCL baseball. It almost doesn't start. The season almost doesn't start until the Potters hook up with Healdsburg Prune Packers, which they did on Sunday in Healdsburg, and the Packers took a 6-4 win in that one. The Potters, though, have been very hot as of late. They took 3 of 4 from Sonoma last week and kicking off CCL play, and then took a little detour, beat the West Coast Kings here last Friday, and then also won on Saturday. One of those games in Sonoma was on Saturday, and then went to Healdsburg and lost that one on Sunday. So they have been on a roll as of late. The Potters, some new faces since last they were in town, and we'll go over those as we go. But on the mound, a familiar face, Gabe Maya, the left-hander, 1-1 on the season for Gabe. 3.68 ERA, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits and 3 runs. He's struck out 6 and walked 4. He was our player of the game a couple of games ago, and it was a lot of fun talking to him after the game on the player of the game interview from the field. Another Stones McCoy innovation this year. We'll hear from Stones in just a little while, but right now we'll go through the lineup for you. For the Prune Packers, Robbie Hamchuk is going to lead it off in center field. Then Sam Brown, the first baseman, batting second. Joey Kramer, the DH, he'll hit third. Hunter DeRoe, the left fielder, batting in the cleanup spot. It's Peyton Schultz, the third baseman, batting fifth. Kyle Russell, the shortstop, hits sixth. Then it's Damian Bravo, the right fielder. Kimball Schussler behind the plate, batting eighth, and Travis Sanders is the second baseman. He will bat ninth, as Wyatt Tucker, the big right-hander out of Texas A&M, on the mound for the Prune Packers. But right now it's all about Gabe Maya on the mound for the Potters. The left-hander finishing up his warm-up tosses on a beautiful night here with a threat of thunderstorms, I guess, because Stones McCoy brought an umbrella with him. And I was kind of curious as to why he would do that, and he explained to me that he has he subscribes to all the different the ones that tell you what the weather's going to be. And he says there's a chance. And so he had to go out. Of course, he's got some valuable equipment out here, so he had to take provisions to secure that equipment and protect it. So that's why the umbrella is sitting behind us here in the luxurious Phantom press box here at the Potters games. And here's Robbie Hamchuk, who was 2 for 5 in the game yesterday. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Robbie out of San Jose State. A 6'1", 210-pounder. Hits from the right side, slightly open stance against Gabe Maya, who goes from the stretches. Next one is lined softly into center field. That's get hit in front of Chase Jantz, and it's a leadoff single for Robbie Hamchuk. First hit of the ball game, a line drive into center field. Chase Jantz in center field, which gives us a chance to look at the defensive alignment for the Potters. Ben Romano over in left, as we said, Chase in center. Ben Higdon is in right field. Jack Grand at third base. Zach Chamiso, the Sierra College product, at shortstop. Cade Chance is at second. Justin Olson is at first. Luke Lavin behind the plate. Gabe Maya on the mound. And Trey Furry, the local guy, is our DH today for the Potters. And here is Sam Brown, the first baseman. Left-hander against left-hander. It's sharply to right of second base. Sanchez backhands it over to Chamiso, over to first. That's a 4-6-3 double play, and the pitcher's best friend gets the Potters 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Sanchez, a fine play at second base, timed that one perfectly so he could handle it on the backhand, flipped it to Chamiso, and Zach got it over to Justin Olson, and so we have 2 out here in the first inning, and Joey Kramer coming to the plate. The DH, Joey Kramer, has been on the Prune Packers since 2006, I think, Stones. It seems that way because as long as we've been here, Joey's been here. I believe Aaron, the announcer for the Prune Packers, said something about 2018. Joey out of Rohnert Park is a senior at Washington, UW. First pitch is outside just by a whisker. 1 ball and no strikes. Make that Washington State University. Don't want to get those two mixed up. Get all the Cougar fans mad at me. I got enough Cougars mad at me anyway. 1 ball, no strikes on Kramer. 2 for 4 and 2 runs batted in. I've got stats for the Prune Packers just for their conference games. They're 2-0 in conference. And those are the stats that we have. We will bring you those. As we said, Joey Kramer 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Here's Maya's next pitch. It just misses that outside corner again. So it is 3 balls and no strikes on Joey Kramer. Hunter DeRoe, the left fielder, is on deck if Joey reaches base, and he's got the 3-0 pitch coming up. That one got the outside corner, so Gabe working that outside corner. That time he got it. 3 balls and 1 strike. Just getting started here. Top of the first. Prune Packers, who won the CCL, the entire CCL back in 2021, I think it was, and then last year fell just a little bit short. That's hit down to third base, but foul, backhanded by Jack Grant over there. So Gabe has come back from 3-0 to make it 3-2. So Healdsburg has long been held up as the example for the Northern California teams, and well worth it. They have a tremendous program. Can't wait to hear from Stones about Rec Park, my old buddy Rec Park out there in Healdsburg. Love that place. It's a little bit idiosyncratic, you might say, eccentric, but I love it. 3-2 coming up from Gabe. Breaking ball's hit sharply but foul down the third base line. Goes all the way down into the corner. Nice crowd out here on a Tuesday. Still getting here. It's a 2 for Tuesday. I believe that's 50% off. I think it's Dueling Dogs tonight. Stones, you can check me on that. So 2 for 1 or 50% off 1 on the Dueling Dogs. Breaking ball, call, strike 3. Beautiful pitch by Gabe Maya. So a double play and a call, third strike. Pitcher doing pretty well. We go to the bottom of the first. Packers nothing. Potters coming to bat.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. We're a community.
No pregame today due to some technical difficulties, and so I thought I'd chat with my pregame guest. It would have been Stones McCoy, and since Stones is still here, I can talk to him about it. Stones had to finish his macaroni salad. Now he's ready to go. And Stones, you've been following the team to Sonoma and Healdsburg and back here last Friday. And so the question everybody wants to know is, did you have a good time at my birthday party?
The best time at your birthday party, in fact. Better than Sonoma, better than Healdsburg.
Wow,
yeah,
that is
that's
incredible.
tough.
So you've got to see the Potters over the last week or so. The personnel has changed a lot. So what are your impressions coming into this one tonight?
Well, it's really nice to see some of the guys that have come in, like Chase Janzik, our Kansas guys that have shown up, and it's been nice to see. But it's also nice to face the kind of competition that they've been facing.
Right.
Really, really good arms the last 3 games on the road that the Potters have faced, and they've come out 2-1 in those road games. So really impressive to see what they've been doing.
Well, how about the Potters pitching? Pretty impressive as well, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, the Potters, you got Tyler Stewart out there who's just gym after gym, and he gives you a minimum of 4 every time he's going out there.
We met his dad today.
And then we got to meet his dad today.
So fantastic. Well, Stones, well done on your trips throughout America. Hopefully you can do it again. And I guess you'll be in Healdsburg tomorrow, right?
We'll be there tomorrow, 6:05 start.
6:05 start. That's Stones McCoy, who has finished now his macaroni salad. I have never seen anybody eat macaroni salad so efficiently and not drop one little kernel of macaroni, a little noodle. No noodles. I mean, he had like 40 noodles on the plate. Incredible. And he also broadcasts. He's an amazing guy. Wyatt Tucker is on the mound for the Prune Packers. And Kimball Schuessler behind the plate lets it go down to second base, and we're ready to get going in the bottom of the first. Zach Chamiso, Chase Jans, and Ben Higdon will be the first 3 hitters for the Potters. Zach Chamiso, the local product, named an All-American, a junior college All-American under the Stones McCoy regime. And I come back and I just find out that information. Why couldn't they say that when I was here? Anyway, Sierra College and headed to UC Riverside, also a Lincoln High product, a Fighting Zebra, hitting from the left side of the plate against the big right-hander Wyatt Tucker, whose first pitch is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 on Zach Chamiso. Jans Higdon, then Justin Olson, Ben Romano, Cade Sanchez, Luke Lavin, Trey Furry, and Jack Grant, the lineup for the Potters. Here's the 0-1 to Chamiso, sails high and outside. Zach played first base in yesterday's game, was 2 for 5. He's up here with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Beautiful night out here, except for that threat of thunderstorms, of course, but really nice night. The VIP section is full over there. 1-1 pitch is in there, called strike 2, the fastball from Tucker. 6'3" right-hander against the left-hand hitting Chamiso. Chase Jans to follow. Slightly open stance for Zach. Potters 3-2 in conference play. The Prune Packers 2-0. That's hit down the left field line. It's out of play. Going over toward the grassy knoll, which even on a Tuesday, the grassy knoll, a very popular place for people to go hang because you can get over to the bounce house, but also, Stones, they can get over to our favorite place to buy beer on the third base side right behind the dugout. It's just a big plywood sign that says beer here written on there in spray paint or something, and I guess there's somebody behind the counter giving you beer. I don't even know. We talked about this last time. I swung on and missed outside fastball. So Chamiso is down on strikes, 1 out, and Chase Jans, the product out of the University of Kansas, and if the name sounds familiar, it's because you saw him on SportsCenter a bunch of time making catches that defied the laws of gravity, and even Stones McCoy said, I don't think I could have made that catch. Chase was also 3 for 4 last night with a couple of RBI, or we call them runs batted in. Tucker from the stretch. The first pitch is lined right off his glove. Second baseman, nice play at second by Sanders, goes to first, and he off the base at first base. A line drive just off the glove of Tucker. Sanders with a wonderful backhand turn and got over to first to Sam Brown. Pulled him off. It'll be an infield hit for Chase Jans. First for the Potters, and it'll bring up Ben Higdon. I want to mention Chase from Overland Park, Kansas, and the University of Kansas, and now we have Ben Higdon coming to us from Paducah, Kentucky. He was a junior college. I think he was the player of the year in junior college. I mean, this guy is the real deal. Number 20 from the left side. He'll be headed to the University of Kentucky to be friends with Nolan McCarthy next year. Left-handed hitter waits for the first pitch from Tucker. Watches it outside corner for a strike. So a lot of new guys. A lot of very exciting new guys that you read about. Chase Jans and Ben Higdon, very accomplished players on the verge. Are just starting some pretty amazing careers. And we're lucky to have him here as the next pitch, breaking ball outside and high, 1-1. On Ben Higdon, he's followed by Justin Olson, the first baseman. Just getting started. Ben was 2 for 4 also last night, scored a couple runs in the 6-4 loss the Potters had up in Healdsburg at their quirky park. Short lead at first for Chase Jans. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Big cut by Ben. He is now 1-2. Been out in right field for the Potters today. So both teams with a hit here in the first inning. Almost an excellent play by Sanders. Travis Sanders to rob that hit from Chase Jans, but sails high for a ball. Kimball Schuessler behind the plate. Peyton Schultz is over at third. Russell at short. As we said, Sanders at second. Sam Brown at first. Damian Bravo is in right, Robbie Hemchuk in center, and Hunter DeRoe is in left field. That's the defensive alignment with Wyatt Tucker on the hill for the Packers. Higdon swings and misses, took something off that, and he's down on strikes. So second strikeout for Tucker in the inning. Pulled the string a little bit on Ben Higdon there, and here is Justin Olson, the first baseman from Colorado Springs, Colorado, the left-handed hitter from University of New Mexico, the home of the great Jeffrey David, Potter legend. Many Potter legends actually have gone to Chase Weisenborn, of course, and others, University of New Mexico, but Jeffrey, one of the legacy of center fielders here for the Potters over the past 6 or 7 years. Olson takes outside with a fastball from Tucker. I don't have my, where's all my electronics to tell me how fast the pitch is going? Where's that? I mean, are all of those interns taking the day off? I mean, I've got 4 interns over there, and they can't flip a switch? Is that what's going on? 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed 1-1. Now, they told me you invited them to the birthday party. I am a little bit upset about that. I'm more upset by that than by your behavior at the birthday party. I mean, you have a lot to answer for is all I'm saying. 1-1 on Justin Olson. Still a short lead by Chase Jans. Next pitch is on the inside corner, call strike, and my guys tell me that's 93 miles an hour from Wyatt Tucker. Tells me a lot of other information, too, that I don't understand, but I do know what miles an hour are. 1-2 on Olson. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Getting started from McBean Stadium in lovely Lincoln on 2 for Tuesday. Foul back to the screen. I can't really emphasize that enough. Until Willie explained it, 50% off one beer, but that means, Stones, if you buy 2 beers, you basically get 1 free. I mean, thought about that. That's incredible. Now, I would think you should go get it for someone else, too. You don't take both yourself, but I know you. You would get 4 beers for the price of 2 and then drink all 4. And give me one and have some macaroni salad. That's down in the dirt, gets away from Schussler. It's a wild pitch, and going down to second is Chase Jens. Olson has worked the count out even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, when you say a half off a beer, that sounds good. But when you say 2 beers for the price of 1, well, you can't pass that up. Who would pass that up? I'm going to just start yelling at people out the front window. Although all of them seem like they haven't passed it up, so I got to give them a lot of props. Smart crowd here in Lincoln tonight. They all seem to have those 2 beers that I was talking about. 2-2 pitch to Olson. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. 3 strikeouts and a single in the inning for Tucker. We go to the second. Potters nothing, Packers nothing.
Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the Old Historic District. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Then Down Under. Is that what you wanted, Stones? You want me to sing my Men at Work? Tremendous concert on Friday night. Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band. Top of the second, Hunter Durow, Peyton Schultz, Kyle Russell, the first 3 slated against the left-hander Gabe Maya. Gave up a single in the first inning to Hamchuk, but a double play erased Robbie and got the strikeout of Joey Kramer. So Maya working from the stretch against Hunter Durow, who was 1 for 3 yesterday. He takes that one high and inside for a ball. Hunter, a 6-footer out of Vacaville, California, at San Jose State University. Swings and fouls that one off back against the screen, so it'll even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter playing third base last night. Had a single scored a run in the 7th, so he's 1 for 3 and scored 1. Prune Packers won that one 6-4. That's lined into left field over the shortstop's head for a base hit. So Durow picks up the second hit off of Maya for the Prune Packers. He's down at first base. That brings up Peyton Schultz, the third baseman. Peyton 0 for 2 on the season so far. Again, that's just the games that we have stats for at Healdsburg, just the conference games, so that's just 2 games. I believe they beat Sonoma and they beat the Potters 6-4, but I have double-checked that. But they are 2-0. And here's Peyton Schultz. Good lead at first base by Durow. Here's the pitch. It is outside for a ball. Peyton Schultz from Berkeley, California, and coincidentally goes to UC Berkeley. Right-handed hitter. Takes on the outside corner, call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peyton Schultz. He's followed by Kyle Russell, the shortstop. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. That's the pitch. Got the strikeout for Gabe last inning, and he's ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Peyton Schultz. Durow leads over at first base. Maya to the plate 1-2. So that breaking ball again, that one's fouled off down the right field line, out of play. So it stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Durow with a good lead again at first base. 1-2 on the way. Chopped to the left of second base. That's into right field for a base hit. DeRosa going to round second. He's going to go to third. Picked up and thrown over the third baseman head by Higdon. And going to second will be Peyton Schultz. So it's a base hit, throwing error to allow Schultz to go down to second base. And that puts runners at second and third with nobody out. And Kyle Russell coming to the plate. Kyle, 4 for 10 on the season. He was 2 for 5 yesterday. Scored a run. Kyle is out of University Place, Washington, and also Washington State University. He's up here with 2 on and nobody out. As Schultz picked the perfect spot, they had the big bouncer right between first and second into right field. That's down in the dirt, blocked by Lavin. 1 ball and no strikes. Luke Lavin from Laguna Beach, California, headed to Stanford University next year. The Cardinal making their way to the College World Series with about half a dozen former Potters on their team. That's outside. Nice play by Luke Lavin to keep that one from going all the way back to the screen. So it's 2-0 on Kyle Russell. He's followed by Damian Bravo, the right fielder. Kyle Russell, the Dueling Dogs batter. So if he strikes out, it's again half off Dueling Dogs. And Stones has to do the math. If you put it together with 2 for Tuesday, you can basically drink for free for 3 innings. I think is what it is. Swing and a miss. Actually got away from the catcher coming in to score. On a slide is Hunter DeRoe. So a breaking ball that hit the dirt, bounced away from Lavin. And the run scores. First run of the game. Moving to third is Peyton Schultz. Have to call that a wild pitch. I think it bounced before it got to home plate. So it is a wild pitch. Unfortunately, bounced over to the left side, and DeRoe scored easily. Schultz now at third base. A 2-ball, 1-strike count on Kyle Russell. That's a little bit too high, 3-1. Russell, as we said, 4 for 10 in the conference games, 2 for 5 yesterday. So probably would make him 2 for 5 in the other conference game, too. I mean, do the math, Stones. He's got a 3-ball, 1-strike count now. I swung on and missed. Maya threw that one right by him at 81 miles an hour, so it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Nobody's sitting on the couch in front, Stones. We've got to get some lucky fans up here to enjoy I call it the Stones Radio Network's couch. 3-2. Inside ball 4. So Russell gets the base on balls, and no, I cannot go sit there myself, Stones. I have obligations. We could do that, I guess. I might do that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I got to have my book and everything. Let's see if there's a place I can sit there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, okay, keep it under consideration. Right now, Damian Bravo's the hitter. 1 for 3 for Damian Bravo. He's out of Haltom City, Texas, and Texas Tech University. Right-hand hitter takes a strike on the outside, 0-1. Damian was 1 for 3 yesterday. Had a walk and a single. Playing out in right field for the Prune Packers, who have runners at first and third, and just no outs. That's hit high up in the air toward right field short. Second baseman Sanchez going out, and Cade calls it. He's got it. The tag has made the bluff. Sanchez holds on to it and gets it into Justin Olson. So a big out right there for Gabe Maya. He got Bravo to fly out to the second baseman Sanchez, and Higdon coming strong from right field. And here's Kimball Schuessler. Kimball, third year at least as a Prune Packer, Llano, Texas, University of Texas at Austin. For Kimball, 0 for 3 so far. He hits that one up in the air toward right field. Higdon's going to go over to the foul line, but he's going to let that bounce into the bullpen. Whether he couldn't get there or whether he figured if I catch it, it's going to be a sacrifice fly, and I want to give the pitcher a chance to get this guy out without the run scoring, maybe a double play. I don't know. I can't get in the kid's mind. I'm a psychiatrist. You got to go to a lot of years of college for that. I was going to, but, man, you got to go to college for a long time. Here goes the runner. It's outside, and Lavin's going to bluff it. And sliding into second base is Kyle Russell. Yeah, I mean, come on. All you're doing is sit there making stuff up, and you got to go to college for like 6 more years or something. I said, no, thank you. Although I told him, I said, look, you're missing out because I make a tremendous therapist, but I can't spend that much time in college. So I went out and worked in a warehouse. Here's the pitch. That is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. So obviously the story has a happy ending because I found my way many decades later here. And that's really what I was ordained to do anyway. Schuessler with a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Now runners at second and third. That's outside again, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. New baseball for Gabe Maya. Travis Sanders, the second baseman, number 9 hitter, is on deck for the Packers, who've scored once here in the second inning. 2 hits, a walk, a wild pitch. Maya. Breaking ball's lined to right field. Hignan's going to go back. He's got time. He's got the ball. He's going to get it into third as they're not going to make a play at home. It's a sacrifice fly for Kimball Schuessler, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Prune Packers as Schultz comes across the plate. So the RBI goes to Kimball Schuessler, and here's Travis Sanders, the second baseman. Travis out of Caparis Cove, Texas, and also Texas Tech University. Or Copperas Cove. I think I'm going to go Caparis Cove. I'll go Copperas Cove. Or we'll ask him. Thanks, Stones. Thanks a lot for your help. First pitch is just a little bit high. I mean, you were there yesterday in Healdsburg. You could have asked anybody. You didn't ask anybody. It was Sunday. Well, you probably could have asked him yesterday, too. I have been. It's been really a tough weekend. That swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike on Travis Sanders. Robbie Hemchuk, the leadoff man on deck, as the Packers have scored twice on 2 hits, a walk, wild pitch, and a sacrifice fly. And they have put 2 up on the board here for their pitcher, Wyatt Tucker. 1-1 coming up. There goes the runner. The pitch is right down the middle. Sanders let that go so that Russell could take third base, which he does. But now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Travis Sanders. Breaking ball, nice block by Luke Lavin. Keeps that one from going back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just looking down the right field line, they got the brick and barrel backyard, and if you go further, you got the VIP section, and they're smoking up something down there. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's good. Line down the right field line. It's a foul ball. It's not mist. It's smoke. They're making something down there. Don't tell me the truth. Just let me live in my own world. I want to be in a place where, you got the smoke is rising, you're barbecuing all the time. That's my fantasy, man. That's the kind of ballpark I want to go to. 2-2 pitch. Outside ball 3. You got to quash my dreams. You're stepping on my joy, as my man Don G once said. 3-2. I don't want to hear it. I was going to go help you pick out my Traeger, but now I'm not going to. Hit sharply to shortstop. Chimizo has it in deep shortstop across the diamond. The tag is made at first, but not in time. And safe at first base is Sanders, and a run scores. So Sanders hit it to the right of Chimizo. Chimizo was on the outfield grass, let it go a little too high for Olsen. Justin came down and tried to tag Sanders. Sanders went past the bag and came back and made contact before Olsen could put the tag on, and the third run scores for the Prune Packers, and we're back to Robbie Hamchuk, the top of the order. First pitch is a ball to Robbie Hamchuk. He singled to open the game back in the first inning. 3-0 for the Prune Packers. We are in the top of the second inning. Sanders at first base. Hamchuk out of San Jose State. Hits that one sharply into left field for a base hit right between third and short. He gets out to Romano. He returns it. Sanders stops at second base. Third hit of the inning. And Sam Brown, who hit the 4-6-3 double play his first time up, coming to the plate, the left-hand hitting first baseman. Washington State University for Sam Brown, and Petaluma, California. So Hunter Durow started it off with a single, then a single by Schultz. A walk to Russell, a wild pitch was mixed in there for a run to score. Bravo popped out, but Schussler with the sacrifice fly, and then Sanders reached on the errant throw and avoided the tag at first, and now Hamchuk has his second single of the game, so he's 2 for 2, and it's up to Sam Brown. Left-hander against left-hander here. Joey Kramer to follow. He would be the 9th hitter of the inning. That is down in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Sam Brown. Did not play in the game yesterday, Sunday. Again, it was a tough weekend. That's high for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Sam Brown. Checking the runners. Mayo for the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. A breaking ball actually fouled into the catcher's glove. 2 balls and 1 strike. Doesn't matter what the score is, Jones. The bounce house is always rocking over there, you know? It's almost like they're impervious to whatever's outside the bounce house. 2-1. Checked it. 3-1. Thought about going, didn't. Now that I know that's missed, that's just all the romanticism is out of it now. 3 balls and 1 strike on Sam Brown. Ball 4. So Brown, the second walk of the inning issued by Gabe Maya, loads the bases now with Sanders going to third and Hamchuk at second, and brings up Joey Kramer. That's 45 pitches for Maya already, and we're going to have a visit from Brock Raggett, the pitching coach, and we'll step away. We're in the top of the second. Prune Packers lead at 3-0.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Back to the action at McBean Stadium. Gabe Maya on the hill. He'll face Joey Kramer, who took a call, third strike his first time up. Joey was 2 for 4 on the season before that strikeout. Right-handed hitter. Outside for a ball to Joey Kramer. Joey hails from Rohnert Park, California, and also Washington State University. He's up here with a chance to do some real damage to the Potters, who trail at 3-0. It's a high up in the air towards center field. Jan's giving ground a little bit, but Chase is moving over into left center, reaches up and makes the catch. So 3 runs, 3 hits. They left 3. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Packers 3 and the Potters 0.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Bottom of the second, Potter's got to make up some ground. They trail 3-0. And Stones, you won't hear me say this much when a guy comes in 7th in a race, but I got to give it up for Piper. Obviously pulled a hamstring around 3rd in the race that people could follow if they watched the Stones cam between innings, and he gutted it out and still managed to finish top 10.
He gutted it out, but he didn't win, so it's just another loss for Piper. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that's negative Nancy today.
I don't know what happened to you since you started taking the team on the road. You come back in a surly mood.
Well, you know what it is, honestly? I got to thinking about it. I really miss Cletus. And I want to get to the bottom of it. And
bottom of what?
I think you're the one I have to get to the bottom
of
it
what?
Exactly.
Cletus is a figure from Potter's past, and it's kind of more of a legend than a real person or anything.
Well, he was a real person.
Well, I mean, some people say it was, some people don't. But, well, I mean, we can talk about that at some other time. Let's get back to the game. Bottom of the second, Ben Romano, Cade Sanchez, and Luke Lavin against Wyatt Tucker, who was very, very impressive in the first inning, did give up the infield hit to Chase Jans, but got 3 strikeouts along the way. And he'll face Romano. Got it up to 93 miles an hour in that first inning. And here's Romano, 143 on the season, 1 home run, or on the summer. 4 runs batted in for Ben. Out of Mendham, New Jersey, and Tulane University takes the first one for a ball. Headed off to Tulane University. I believe that's in the New Orleans area. I can't trust anything Stones tells me anymore. That's Cha, line down the first baseline over the top of the Potters dugout into the area that I used to think was smoky, and now I know it's just misty. But still, the Brick and Barrel backyard, which when you come out here, and please do come out here, as it's a tremendous environment and a real nice Tuesday night crowd right here for the Potters and the Prune Packers. You got to go check out the Brick and Barrel backyard down the first base line. But do save, that one is in there for a strike, do save some of your thirst to go to the third base line too. You got to get a name for that establishment down there. It's not the wood bar, because they just write their stuff on wood. The Beer Here Bar. The Beer Here Bar down the third base line. Check that out. That's chopped right back to the pitcher. Tucker has it. Goes the requisite 2/3 of the way over to first base before he throws the ball, and he has Romano 1-3. And here's Cade Sanchez, who's been a tremendous hitter for the Potters all summer. 387 with 11 runs batted in for Cade Sanchez out of Houston, Texas, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So when you do come out here, do check out both sides. We usually have Javi down there at the left side. Did Javi down there today? I didn't see him down there with the delicious Mexican food down there. We, of course, have Fat Cat. All your brats, all your dogs, swing and a miss by Cade Sanchez. Got you covered. So you go left, you get some food. You go right, you go to Brick and Barrel. You go farther left, you go to the Beer Here Bar. There's all kinds of stuff to do out here. And if you don't come out, thank you for checking us out on YouTube, the Stones Radio Network YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to that. Get Stones up over 600 subscribers outside for a ball. That way you'll know every time that we go live. Even if sometimes when we go live, we go back dead and then go back live, because that'll happen sometimes too. The Stones has got to take his equipment on the road, and he brings it home. He's got to recalibrate it. It's a whole thing. 1-1 now on Sanchez. Cade swings and misses off-speed pitch, 1-2. 1 out here, bottom of the second. Packers lead at 3-0, scoring those 3 in the top of the frame. 3 hits, wild pitch, couple walks, and a sacrifice fly. That's lined over shortstop into left center field for a base hit. Cut off out there by Hunter DeRoe. And Sanchez has the second hit for the Potters, a clean single to left field. He's there with 1 out, and that'll bring up Luke Lavin, the catcher. Luke, as we said, Laguna Beach, California, will be a freshman over at Stanford University, which is a fine institution, I'm told, in the Palo Alto area. Yeah, I tried to drive by there once, and they just flagged me right away. I said, no, sir, I'm afraid you're going to have to go that way. Yeah, I'm afraid your kind is going that way. Left-handed hitting Luke Lavin. Swings and misses. 0-1 to Luke. 1 for 5 with a couple runs batted in so far in a very short stint with the Potters. Just joined the ball club. 0 for 4 in last night's game. Won by the Prune Packers 6-4. Short lead at first by Sanchez. Pitch is lined over the first baseman's head. That's into right field. That's a base hit to the line. Sanchez is going to make third easily. The throw is going to go all the way through, but Cade is in there standing up as Lavin comes through with a base hit. And the Potters have something going with runners at first and third in just 1 out. Luke turned over on that fastball, got it right down the first base line. Giving chase was Damian Bravo over there. He picks it up. He guns it across to third base, not in time. And the Potters are in business. And here's Trey Furry, the designated hitter out of Folsom Lake College. 250 so far with a couple of runs batted in for Trey. He is in a very enviable position in Potters history, tied with the great Will Law with 112 Potters hits. The number 1 spot. And Furry takes that one down the middle for a strike. So he's got a runner on third. He's also got a tie for the most hits in Potters history with 112. Will Law, of course, a tremendous left-handed hitter out of William Jessup University. Played with the Potters, I think, 2 years and parts of a third. Here's the pitch to Furry. He takes that one outside for a ball. He was in the Legends game and also stole a base in the Legends game. And didn't he throw as like a 6-hopper to first base in the Legends? It was all up and down, a very up and down Legends game for Will, but he's definitely not an up and down legend. 1-1 to Trey Furry, right-handed hitter against Tucker. Fastball misses outside low, 2-1. Jack Grant, the number 9 hitter, on deck as the Potters, with 1 out, have a single from Sanchez and a single from Luke Lavin. Runners now at first and third. They trail it 3-0. And Furry has worked the count into his favor, 2 balls and 1 strike. From the stretch, it's Tucker. That swung on and missed the fastball at 92. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trey Furry. 2 teams meet again tomorrow in Healdsburg. You can check out Stones McCoy. I believe they usually do their 6:05 first pitches there. Check us out. And also we're back here on Thursday, 6:35. And they'll let me do it again. Trey Furry takes it down low for a ball, 3-2. And we're back here. As I said, a lot of stuff going on. The games are at different times. Just subscribe to Stones Radio Networks. We'll let you know. Stones may come to your house and let you know when the game starts. He will knock. He will not ring the doorbell. He's a classy character. Full count on Furry. Big pitch early in the game here. Right, throw over to first base. And back in easily is Luke Lavin. Sam Brown, the first baseman for the Prune Packers today. Travis Sanders at second. Kyle Russell at short. Peyton Schultz over at third. 3-2 coming up again to Trey Furry. Fastball, call, strike 3. 93 miles an hour, 4 strikeout, and that's a big one from Wyatt Tucker, and it brings up Jack Grant, the third baseman. Out of University of Arizona, Jack Grant. In Danville, California, right-handing third baseman. 1 for 2 so far in the season for Jack Grant. He's up here with a chance to do some damage for the Potters. First pitch swung on and missed in the dirt, blocked by Schussler. Off-speed pitch there to Jack Grant. He was up there. It looked like he made up his mind to swing on that one when he was still in the dugout. 0-1 on Jack. Playing over at third base for the Potters today. Swing and a miss, another off-speed pitch. That's 84 miles an hour. 0-2 quickly on Jack Grant. So Tucker changing his pitching philosophy from batter to batter and has Jack Grant a little bit off balance. Sanchez over at third, Lavin at first. They both singled in this inning. Potters have 3 hits in 2 innings, or an inning and 2/3. Also have 4 strikeouts. 0-2 to Jack Grant. Outside for a ball. Waste pitch from Wyatt Tucker. Top of the order, that's Zach Chamiso if Jack can keep it going here for the Potters. Good night for baseball out here. Sun's still a factor, but not as bad as it is on some other nights. Grant pops that one up right side, the fastball at 94. So he's ready for the fastball. It was just the off-speed stuff that got him the first 2 pitches. And he continues in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like to see young children at the Potters game, get them started early. I'm thinking about 8 months early. That kid's 8 months. Come on, Stones. In the dirt, nice take by Jack Grant, 2-2. He's at a good size where you can kind of palm him. And so you can have your beer and still hold the kid. You know, that's the key. Once they get too big to do that, then you got to leave them home until maybe they get to be 5. Because they're just going to annoy you and they're going to want ice cream and you're watching the game. 2-2. No, you're not. Oh, my gosh. Popped up out of play again by Jack Grant. I don't really believe in putting children on a leash, although I have seen it. And I was walking in the great Lincoln neighborhood today, and I did have my neighbor, the couple comes by, they're pushing a stroller, and I said, they don't have kids, and their dog was in there. And that was awesome. I do believe I've seen that before. If you're pushing your stroller around, your dog's in it. I love it. Check swing. Nice job by Jack Grant to work the count to 3-2. As Tucker has thrown him some very difficult pitches, especially after the first 2 that Jack offered at. He's held up about 2 of those breaking balls since then, and now it's a full count, and then runner at first, Luke Lavin, will be going with 2 outs here in the second. Fastball's fouled back to the screen. 94 again from Wyatt Tucker. The big rider, 6'3" out of Texas A&M. Wyatt Tucker from Douglas, Texas. Douglas with 2 S's. So you know they mean business. Everything's different in Texas. I mean, everywhere else you just say Douglas. In Texas they put another S on it. I don't know why. 3-2 coming up again to Jack. Takes that call, strike 3 in the off-speed pitch. So Tucker comes up with 2 big strikeouts with runners on base for the Potters. No runs, 2 hits. They leave those 2. We go to the third, and the Packers lead at 3-0.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori. And she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the third, it is a 3-0 lead for the Prune Packers as the Potters threatened there in the second, but a couple of strikeouts with runners at first and third shut down the rally. It'll be Hunter DeRoe, then Peyton Schultz, Kyle Russell, the 3 that started it all for the Prune Packers. Back in the second inning, Gabe Maya still out on the mound for the Potters. 47 pitches thrown for Gabe. Eric Vassar has been warming up for the Potters the last couple of innings, or the last inning, so he would seem to be the logical choice to be the next Potter pitcher. But we will find out. When we find out, here comes Hunter DeRoe. 1 for 3 yesterday for Hunter. He was 1 for 1 in this one as he singled in the second inning. Hunter out of Vacaville, California. And Washington State, I believe. Let's check that. No, San Jose State. Same as Robbie Hamchuk. So 0-1 on Hunter DeRoe. He lines that one into left field, see if it stays up. It does not stay up. Played back by Romano, and it's a single for Hunter DeRoe. His second of the game. 5th hit for the Prune Packers. Here's Peyton Schultz, who bounced one into right field his last time up. So he is 1 for 1. He scored a run. He is 1 for 3 now on the season. Third baseman out of Berkeley and UC Berkeley for Peyton Schultz. Fastball on the outside corner, got the strike. 0-1 on Peyton Schultz. He's followed by Kyle Russell in the Packers order. They won 6-4 on Sunday in the first game of the season between these two teams. That one sails high and outside. Lavin saves us from going back to the screen. 1-1 on Peyton Schultz. 6'1" and 215 on the roster for Peyton Schultz. Breaking ball missed somewhere. 2 balls and 1 strike. Been a very successful pitch so far for Maya. Didn't get the call that time, so it's 2-1. Check swing, that's outside, so it's 3-1 on Peyton Schultz. They check with the first base umpire. A little bit late, a little bit tardy on that, but, not seriously considering that it was a swing, and it wasn't. Giroux leading over at first base. 3-1 pitch. Schultz takes high, ball 4. First and second. And as we've said, that's 54 pitches for Gabe Maya. And here is Kyle Russell, who walked his first time up back in the second. He also scored. The shortstop is the Dueling Dogs batter of the game. So if he strikes out, 50% off Dueling Dogs. And it's the 2 for Tuesday. So, again, the mind boggles with the possibilities. He slices that one back into the screen. So if it's 50% off anyway, a 2 for Tuesday, and you get 2 for 1, and you buy 2, 50% off, so you can get 4 for 2, right? But you can do that anyway. So I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to people about how you adjudicate that. Foul back to the screen, and we're getting close, Stone, so we might have to figure that out. I think you get 4 for the price of 1, I think. I think that's what you do. You can use my pen, but it doesn't have any ink in it. Well, okay. Ungrateful. I gave you a pen. 0-2 to Kyle Russell. Big breaking balls off the glove of Lavin. Runners are going to move up to second and third. The throw goes to second. The tag is slapped on by Cade Sanchez, not in time. And now second and third for the Prune Packers. Kyle Russell comes to us from Washington State University by way of University Place, Washington. 1 ball and 2 strikes as he is up for the second time in a row with runners at second and third and nobody out. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Russell. He's followed by Damian Bravo, the right fielder for the Prune Packers. Willie Preston trying to get people to bark at him because he's the Dueling Dogs batter, which is nicely done, Willie. That's a little blooper out towards second base. Nice play by Sanchez, who was trying to time it so that he could double the runner off second base, but he couldn't do it. So good job by Maya to get Kyle Russell. Damian Bravo coming to the plate now. Damian popped up to second base. Second baseman Sanchez in short right field back in the second inning, so he is 0 for 1 and 1 for 4 in conference play for the Prune Packers, who stand at 2-0 in the CCL. Bravo takes high and outside, a fastball from Maya. Pitch number 60 for Gabe. 1 ball and no strikes, followed by Kimball Schuessler, the catcher. Runners lead at second and third. That is inside and low. 2-0 on Damian Bravo. Bravo from Haltom City, Texas. Texas Tech University. Spelled with a small h, Haltom City. So I don't know. Again, it's Texas, so you don't really know. That's hit out to center field, short center field. Jans is coming in. He falls down, gets up, makes the catch. And then he's going to throw. It's going to come to third. Chamiso cuts it off. The tag is applied, and I think they got him at third base. They did. And I do believe the run is scored. We'll double check and make sure the run does score. So it's a sacrifice fly, and they throw out Schultz over at third base. A run scores, so Dora scores. It is 1 run in the inning. And as we go to the bottom of the third, the Packers now lead 4-0.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Potters have a 4-0 hole to dig out of as they go into the bottom of the third inning against Wyatt Tucker. It'll be the top of the order, Zach Chamiso, Chase Jans, and Ben Higdon as Chase pulled the old trick fall down and then get up, get the ball into Chamiso, who made a tremendous throw to third to get the runner trying to tag from second, Peyton Schultz. The tag applied by Jack Grant, but the first runner, Hunter Rowe, already had crossed home plate. So the run is counted for the Packers, and they lead it 4-0. Chamiso struck out his first time up, so he is 0 for 1. The shortstop out of Lincoln High and Sierra College, headed to UC Riverside. Going to lead the Potters off here in the third inning. Zach has 5 runs batted in for the Potters this summer. Left-handed shortstop settles in against Wyatt Tucker, who's thrown only 41 pitches and has 5 strikeouts. That's a fastball in there for a strike at 91. Potters had first and third with just 1 out, and then Furry and Grant both took call third strikes to squash that rally, and now Chamiso up here trying to start a new one. Give everybody another chance at it. Zach slices that one foul down the third base line over the top of the bounce house. And it is quickly 0-2 on Zach Chamiso. Wearing number 2 for the Potters, wearing the orange tops, white pants, blue socks. Good look. Prune Packers in their, like, wine country uniforms, I call them, like gray and burgundy and stuff like that. You have to play with your little pinky finger up. That's a little roller over to second base. Sanders has it. By second, he gets it to first and gets Chamiso by a step. Zach rolled over on that one, big chopper. And Sanders, who has a lot of range out there at second base, has him in first by a step. 1 out, Chase Jans coming to the plate. He lined the ball off the pitcher's glove, and Sanders almost made a great play in the first inning, but couldn't get him at first base. So Chase is 1 for 1. It was 3 for 4 in yesterday's game out of Overland Park, Kansas, and the University of Kansas. 6'1" Chase Jans, right-handed hitter. Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch, 83 from Wyatt Tucker. Jason center field for the Potters today. On deck hitter Ben Higdon is in right. Ben Romano in left. That one's shot foul off the catcher. Kimball Schuessler is going to walk that one off, and the umpire will walk the ball out to Wyatt Tucker to give his catcher a little bit of time to catch up. Quickly 0-2 on Chase Jans. And glad to see many of the patrons today, Stones, are taking advantage of 2 for Tuesday, because they're not fools here in Lincoln. You go to the ballpark on a Tuesday, you're going to see a good game. You're also going to get 2 for Tuesday. I think we have games the next 2 Tuesdays as well, so nicely done. That's hit high up in the air to left field. Coming in on is Dureau. He's going to have to come in a little bit more. He finally finds it and makes the catch coming in for the second out of the inning. So Jans flies to left. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And here is Ben Higdon, who struck out his first time up. Ben just joining the club. Was 2 for 4 yesterday. He's out of Paducah, Kentucky, and going to the University of Kentucky. A Junior College Player of the Year, Ben Higdon. Left-handed hitter. 0 for 1 in this one. Tucker from the stretch. Higdon chops that one out to the right of second. Sanders, nice backhanded scoop, throws on the run to first, scooped up over there by Sam Brown, and a nice play by Sanders, and Higdon is retired. 1-2-3 for the Potters. In the third, we go to the fourth. It's the Packers 4-0 over Lincoln.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team that helps keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Eric Vassar, the new pitcher for the Potters, 1-1 on the season, making his fourth appearance for Lincoln, 6 innings pitched, and he will face Kimball Schuessler, Travis Sanders, and then Robbie Hamchuk. 8-9-1 for the Prune Packers. Gave Maya 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them were earned, 3 walks and a strikeout. Eric Vassar out of Carmichael, California, and Sac City College, the big right-hander finishing up his warm-up tosses. As we are ready to go to the fourth inning, Prune Packers 4, Potters nothing. So far it's been Wyatt Tucker through 3 innings, giving up 3 hits, striking out 5. Couple of good defensive plays by Travis Sanders out at second base, helping him out. That last one on Higdon, he ran to his right, backhanded the ball and threw it on the run going out toward left field. Made a good throw over to first base. Sam Brown, a nice stretch and scoop. Vassar finishes up his warm-up tosses. We're ready to go here in the top of the fourth. Here's Kimball Schuessler. Hit a sacrifice fly his first time up, picked up the RBI. The catcher out of Lano, Texas, and University of Texas at Austin, which I thought was the regular University of Texas, but I'll have to check my stats here on the University of Texas campuses. I'm sure there's many of them. Here's Schuessler against Eric Vassar. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. 6 innings on the season for Vassar. This is his 4th appearance. He started 1 game for the Potters. Been with the team since the beginning of the summer, way back at the end of May. Next one is in there again, a fastball in the inside corner. 0-2 on Kimball Schuessler. Travis Sanders to follow. Vassar also working from the stretch. Fastball in there, call strike 3. So Vassar gets Schuessler on 3 pitches, and that'll bring up Travis Sanders, who hit a ground ball to deep shortstop his first time up and reached base when Chimizo's throw pulled Justin Olson off the bag, and Justin couldn't quite make the tag on the sliding Sanders. So here's Sanders with 1 out. Out of Texas Tech University, Travis Sanders. Fastball, that one is down low for a ball, 1-0. Top the order, Robbie Hamchuk is on deck. 3 in the second, 1 in the third for the Prune Packers. Potters threatened in the second, had 2 runners on with just 1 out, could not score.
Well, I get back here so I can mute.
What am I saying?
I hear something in the background, so I came to mute it.
Stones McCoy trying to break in on my broadcast again. Just a lot of jealousy. I'm really envious and stuff. It's his radio network. Just let me have something. Breaking ball, nice looking pitch, just misses inside. 2-1 on Travis Sanders. Potter straight away for Sanders. Vassar's pitches flared down the right field line, out of play over by the Brick and Barrel backyard, which is where Piper is hanging out today. I think that's Piper likes to kind of hang around the back. I don't think he can really imbibe. I don't know how to get the beer in through the beak there. Kind of a clumsy endeavor, but he likes to hang out there and talk shop and everybody. That's a fastball and misses inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Vassar thought he had himself another call, 3rd strike. But we go full on Travis Sanders. Top of the order on deck, Robbie Hamchuk. That's a fastball, call strike 3. Sanders headed off toward first. The umpire said not so fast. 2 call 3rd strikes for Eric Vassar. And that'll bring up Robbie Hamchuk, who has 2 hits in this one. So he is 2 for 2. Vassar has 6 strikeouts in his previous 6 innings. He's added 2 more here in his 7th inning. And with 2 outs, here's Hamchuk. 2 for 5 yesterday for Robbie. 2 for 2 so far today out of San Jose State. Takes the first pitch just a little inside for a ball. 6'1", Robbie Hamchuk, out of San Jose, California, and San Jose State, so didn't venture far. 1 ball, no strikes. That's in the dirt, ball 2. Sam Brown, the first baseman, would follow if Robbie reaches base for the 3rd time. Eric Vassar trying to make sure that doesn't happen, but he's behind 2-0 in the count with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3. First one was close. Next 2 not so much from Eric Vassar, who had 6 strikeouts and 5 walks in 6 innings coming in today. And now he's in the 3-0 hole on Robbie Hamchuk. That one's right down the middle for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jack Grant at 3rd is playing the line against Hamchuk. Zach Chamiso at short. Cade Sanchez at 2nd. Justin Olson at 1st for the Potters. 3-1 coming up from Vassar. That one is ball 4. Misses outside and low. So Hamchuk's on for the 3rd time today, this time via the walk. 4th walk given up by Potters pitchers. First by Eric Vassar, and here's Sam Brown, who hit into a double play and walked. So he is 0 for 1. Hit the 4-6-3 back in the 1st inning on a nice backhanded play by Cade Sanchez. He flipped it to Chamiso. And Zach relayed it over to Justin Olson in plenty of time for the double play. Left-handed hitting first baseman settles in. That one's a little bit inside. Brown out of Petaluma, California, Washington State University. And he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Leading at first is Hamchuk. Vassar gives him a look. Here's the pitch. Sails outside just a bit, 2-0. So Eric strikes out the first 2, walks Robbie Hamchuk, and now he's down 2-0 on Sam Brown with Joey Kramer to follow. That one's in there for a strike, 2-1 from Eric Vassar out of Sac City College in Carmichael, California. Beautiful country over there, Carmichael. Stones McCoy is back after breaking in on my broadcast, and he doesn't even say sorry. He just kind of settles in and asks for more food. 2-1, swung on and missed, 2-2 from Eric Vassar. Couple of cowbells ringing out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The cowbells are out. Potter's trying to get the 3rd out here in the top of the 4th. Popped up left side. Going back is Romano. And he makes the catch about 10 feet in front of the warning track out there. So pretty good pop-up, but a pop-up nonetheless. Vassar gets through the 4th inning without any harm. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Potters having to make up a 4-0 lead.
Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Bottom of the fourth, Potters trailing 4-0. You know, it's Stones, it's a Tuesday, so I'm not going to point out the air guitar contest, which had one participant, probably age 3, who kind of, did her solo and then broke out crying. So, first of all, I hope she won the prize. Secondly, I know it's slim pickings. It's Tuesday, but there's a great crowd out here. Let's go. Let's get some guitarists. I mean, you get like 2 free tickets to a game or something if you win the contest. It's a big deal. Justin Olson, the hitter for the Potters, outside for a ball from Wyatt Tucker, working in his 4th inning, and he's going to throw pitch number 50, the next one he throws. Through 3 innings, he's got himself 5 strikeouts. He's given up 3 hits. Olson pops one up on the left side out of play. And there is activity in the Prune Packer bullpen. Reading some of the stories on their website, and they have been taking their starting pitchers about 4 innings or so. Still very early in the summer season. Actually, for the Prune Packers, they've only played 6 games. 1-1 coming up. Olson takes a fastball. It's on the corner for strike 2. More of the middle to the corner, but I'll give him the strike anyway. 1-2. Sometimes I just look over Stones at those interns we got, and I just wonder, I say, isn't there, what happened to the gene pool, I mean, come on. 1-2. That's low ball, too. Who drained the gene pool? That's what I'm saying. Somebody did. Because, man, I mean, I want to get in on the hiring. Well, I'll be on the board, the committee that hires him. Because I would have, that's a flat no to this guy. I don't know. You're getting too technical for me now. Olson swings and misses the ball in the dirt. Throw down to first base, and he is retired on the strikeout. 6 strikeout for Tucker. And I'll bring up Ben Romano, who grounded back to the pitcher. His first time up, the left fielder out of Mendham, New Jersey, and Tulane University. I mean, just sometimes, something strikes you, how you're just thinking about stuff, and you're looking, you see something, and it spurs a memory or something. And I just look at it and go, we used to have real interns. Back in the day, Sangria Boy, the great Jordan Georgeson. And now they're just, and they're from exotic play. They go to weird colleges, breaking balls in there. One guy's from University of Tennessee. What are you doing here? Oh, I think so. I think he said he was from Modesto, though. Good people down in Modesto. They're big Phantom fans down there. Cade Sanchez on deck, 0-1, coming up to Romano. Ben slices that one, foul over by the Potters dugout. He's quickly down in the count, 0-2. Has a home run, does Ben Romano. Somebody with a shirt on that says Duncan on the back, and you get all excited. Well, you can go talk to him about getting it. Timeout is called. I think a ball got out of the bullpen. Oh, we're just going to get some of the bait. I think that's probably Anthony Perez right there. Anthony Perez, I made that on the grassy knoll. Oh, boy. Well, you play on the grassy knoll. It's a big honor to get to play. It's like going to Cooperstown and playing. So, I mean, you get to play on the grassy knoll. It's a big deal. Anthony Perez talked to me the other day when I was on the field about getting an interview. So, he's wanting an interview. Swing and a miss. Romano's down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Wyatt Tucker. And here is Cade Sanchez, who lined a base hit to left center his last time up. Cade hitting at .387 on the summer coming in and has 11 runs batted in for the Potters. Out of Houston, Texas, the second baseman, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Tucker. Luke Lavin to follow. Sanchez takes that one right down the middle, 92 miles an hour, according to my technologically advanced stats here. My smart computer, who tells me exactly what happens all the time. 0-1 now on Cade. Outside with a fastball, again at 93. 1-1 on Cade Sanchez. Luke Lavin to follow. Those are the two that had the singles back in the second inning. That was the only time the Potters really threatened against Wyatt Tucker. He put him down on 2 more strikeouts, though, and got out of the inning unscathed. Sanchez, nice take by Cade Sanchez. An off-speed pitch just misses the outside corner. So Cade is up 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 teams meet again tomorrow in Healdsburg. Follow Stones McCoy and the Stones Radio Networks on YouTube and Mixler to hear that one. First pitch right around 6:05 from Healdsburg. And breaking ball's fouled back to the screen. Then we're back here on Thursday. Actually have a kind of a busy weekend because we're here Friday and Saturday. Saturday, Stones McCoy, 6:05. The great Christina Werner will be joining us on the first of 3 consecutive Celebrity Analyst Saturdays. Or I call them Celebrity Saturdays. Pat Still from Pat and Tom will join us on the 24th. Then on July 1st, and this is still very shaky. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. We will continue with the identity of our mystery guests after this. We're going into the top of the 5th of Packers with a 4-0 lead.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport. Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the old historic district. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
Top of the 5th, 4-0 Packers. They'll send Joey Kramer, Hunter Durow, and Peyton Schultz up against Eric Vassar, who's in his second inning of work. He gave up a walk, got a couple strikeouts in his first inning back in the 4th. Gabe Maya started, went 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 runs overall, walked 3, and struck out 1. And here's Joey Kramer, who struck out looking in the first, fly to center in the second. So Joey is 0 for 2. He was 2 for 4 coming in. Did not play on Sunday against the Potters. Joey Kramer from Rohnert Park, California, also matriculates up at Washington State University, up there in Pullman, Washington, I believe. I think I'm going to go with that. First pitch by Eric Vassar's in there for a strike. And Eric, I don't want to jinx him, but he is doing better with his first pitch strikes this time. And it is 0-1 as the right-hander from Sac City looks into Luke Lavin. Here's the 0-1 coming up to Joey Kramer. Breaking ball's chopped slowly out to shortstop. Chamiso has it on the run, gets it over to first, and gets him by a step. Good play, Zach Chamiso, for the first out of the inning. Zach didn't try to hurry that one, took his time, knew what he had to do, and he got Kramer by a step and a half or so over at first base, and that will bring up Hunter Durow, who has singled and singled. So he's in an annoying little habit there of singling against the Potters. Hunter came in at 1 for 3, so he is now 3 for 5. Scored in the second, also scored in the third. First pitch is swung and fouled into the catcher's glove. 0-1. Right down the middle, 0-2. 0-2 on Hunter DeRoe. Peyton Schultz to follow. He's got a single and a walk, so he's been on base a couple times. 0-2 pitch, low and inside. I think Luke Lavin wanted that outside. It came inside, but it's a waste pitch anyway, so who cares? I'm going to bring it up, Stones. 1-2. Better baseball kids are out here doing the 50-50 today. 1-2 pitch, call strike 3. Good pitch by Eric Vassar. He got DeRoe on strikes. His third strikeout, it brings up Peyton Schultz. And by the way, Tom Maley from Pat and Tom, July 1st to Saturday is scheduled, but he's been scheduled before. But he came to my birthday party, and you did go after him a couple times. I think I might have agreed in exchange for him coming out here to go out on his boat fishing with him one time and do a podcast from his boat. That's grounded foul. I think that might have happened, but he's been blowing me off for 3 years, so I've got a little bit of leeway. Plus, if he wants to do a podcast, I have to bring Stones with me. And my brother-in-law, Daniel, couldn't believe that was really him until 12 hours later, so he's going to want to come. That's chopped to third. A big chopper out there for Jack Grant. He's got time across the diamond. Good play by Jack Grant. Good inning for Eric Vassar. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth, and the Packers lead this one 4-0.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on.
After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful, wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Bottom of the fifth, Potters trailing 4-0. Dylan Day, the new pitcher for the Healdsburg Prune Packers, a 6'7" right-hander out of Santa Rosa, California, and Cal State Chico. He relieves Wyatt Tucker. 4 innings, 3 hits, and 8 strikeouts for Wyatt Tucker. So he was absolutely fantastic out there, the right-hander out of Texas A&M. He gives way to Dylan Day, who came up into the press box and said, "Are you the guy that does the scorebook?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess so." He said, "Well, I'm not number 29, I'm number 18 now." And I said, "Well, if he's telling me he must be going to play today," and there he is, Dylan Day. So I said, "Dylan, thank you very much," and now he's back in the action. And he has Luke Lavin and then Trey Furry and Jack Grant. So it's 7, 8, and 9 for the Potters. Luke lined a single to right field his first time up, so he is 1 for 1 in this one. Day goes for the windup. Swinging and a foul into the catcher's glove. 0-1. That was 88 miles an hour according to all my technology as I am announcing the game from the bridge with all my stuff, all my computers and everything. I have an abacus, all kinds of other stuff up here. That one is on the inside corner. Took something off that one quickly. 0-2 on Luke Lavin. Out of Laguna Beach, California, Luke Lavin. 2 for 6 so far as a Potter. He has a couple of runs batted in as well. That's high with a fastball by Day. Got to 91 on that one, so it's 1-2 now on Luke. inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Luke Lavin. Here's the 2-2 from Dylan Day. Hit down the left field line, but out of play over by the grassy knoll. Hope it doesn't interfere with their game that they got going on down there, because you know they all, as soon as they see a foul ball, they all drop what they're doing and run after it. Anthony Perez again sprinting out there to give the umpire baseballs. What a great guy, Anthony Perez. 2-2 now on Lavin. Hits that one high up in the air. Shortstop Kyle Russell's going to call for it and make the catch for the first out. So Lavin pops up to shortstop for the first out. That'll bring up Trey Furry, who took a called third strike his first time up. The DH out of Folsom Lake College and Oklahoma Baptist University steps up here with 112 career Potter hits, tied for first with the great Will Law. And like nothing better than to break through now against Darren Day. Takes it down low for a ball, 1-0. Day at 6'7", 200 pounds out of Santa Rosa. Goes to Cal State Chico. Breaking ball is missed somewhere, 2-0, and the catcher, Schuessler, shared my sentiments as he kind of looked back over his shoulder like, eh? He's been around a while. He knows how to do that without making the umpire mad. 2-0 pitch is fouled back by Trey Furry. Two balls and 1 strike. Dylan Day not on the stat sheet as in conference play this year for the Prune Packers. Breaking ball's popped up right side, giving chase is Bravo in right field into the bullpen, and he's not going to get there as the Potters bullpen scatters. That'll even the count on Trey at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Jack Grant to follow here in the 5th. 3 in the second, 1 in the third for the Prune Packers. That's all the scoring. Potters, like we said, threatened once back in the second, but 2 strikeouts with 2 runners on quelled that uprising. Wyatt Tucker with 4 shutout innings. Dylan Day taking over for Tucker. 2-2 coming up to Trey. A little line drive over the first baseman's head into right field for a base hit, and that's number 113 for Trey Furry. He is now the all-time Potters career leader in base hits. 4th hit of the game for the Potters. And Trey Furry, and when you think about it, Stones, 113, that's a lot of hits, man. That's a lot of hits. And they're going to give him the ball, and he is the new guy, the new top hitter in Potters history as far as total hits is concerned. And there, take a look, he's going to doff the head cap to the crowd. He hates that. He didn't want to be the center of attention at all. No way. But congratulations from Stones Radio Networks. Trey has always been a great friend to us up here and always willing to give us a word or hang out with Stones when I ask him to. Jack Grant lines that one down the third base line. That's a foul ball. If I ask him, hey, could you look after Stones for a while? He'll always do it. And he doesn't even make it seem like it's that much of a chore. So I admire that about Mr. Furry. Yeah, he helped you with the scorebook and everything? Ah, what a guy. Well, you have that kind of face. You're a friendly fellow. People like to help you out. First of all, because you're a friendly guy. Secondly, because they know you need it. So Furry over at first base. 4th hit for the Potters, first off Day. Here's Grant 0-1. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, 80 miles an hour, slider. And Dylan Day is ahead in the count, 0-2. I know I'm going to call him Darren Day because there used to be a guy in UCLA called Darren Day, and he was 6'7" too, so obviously it's the same guy. Probably not. Swing and a miss by Jack Grant. So almost had himself an extra base hit down the third base line. Goes down on strikes for the second time. 2 outs, runner still at first base. And here's Zach Chamiso, who's grounded out to second and struck out. So Zach at 0 for 2 today.
Now batting for the Potters, our shortstop from UC Riverside, Zach Chamiso.
Out of Lincoln High and Sierra College, Chamiso waits with Furry over at first base. Zach takes down low for a ball. Kimball Schuessler behind the plate for the Prune Packers today. Thoreau, Hamchuk, and Bravo in the outfield. Schultz, Russell, Sanders, and Brown on the infield. And Dylan Day, the second pitcher for Healdsburg. Chamiso swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike with Chase Jans to follow if Zach can keep it going here in the 5th. Potters need to chip away here at the 4-0 deficit. 9 strikeouts so far for Prune Packers pitchers. That one's right down the middle for a strike. I will not say Prune Packers pitchers anymore. I will say Healdsburg pitchers. It's just too difficult. You can say Prune Packers pitchers if you want to tomorrow, Stones, when you do the game. Like Kevin Haynes warming up for the Potters down in the pen. Eric Vassar's had a nice 2 innings out there with a couple strikeouts. 1-2. That's fouled back to the screen by Zach Chamiso, so he stays alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. JP, manager John Peters, trots down to pick that ball up. Guns it across the diamond back to the Potters dugout. One ball, 2 strikes. It's a little blooper up toward shortstop. Handled on a bounce by Russell. He's going to flip it to second for the force, and that's the end of the inning. So after 5, it's the Packers 4, the Potters nothing. We're back with a special guest in the top of the 6th on Stones Radio Networks.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on.
After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful, wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the 6th out here at McBean Stadium. Prune Packers leading at 4-0. Kevin Haynes, the new pitcher for the Potters. Kevin out of Rockland, California, Sacramento State University. And I am joined up here in the booth by, well, we had Trey Ferry break the all-time hits record, and now we've got the all-time winningest manager in Potters history because he's basically the only one we've had since we started it up again. Ryan Stevens, thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Absolutely.
How you doing, man?
Doing great. Doing great.
You're
Rushed
looking
over here.
chipper. You're looking rested. Oh, yeah, you
Yes.
rushed over here because Stone sent out the SOS.
Yes.
Because I'm just not cutting it today. I understand that. Haynes' first pitch is a strike. We're looking at Kyle Russell, the shortstop. So you were doing coaching duty on your own?
Yes. Got asked to help the old kids all-star practice, and I haven't really been throwing too much since I haven't been out here. So I might be a little sore tomorrow after throwing those 7-year-olds. I don't know.
7-year-olds have all-stars?
I guess so.
How do you tell them apart from each other? They're all the same size.
Who knows? Just yell at
0-2
them all.
now. I know that. Well, I know that. So I've seen you out here a lot, and you always tell me it's because your kids make you come out here, but that's fouled again by Russell. But I know you miss the old Potters coming out here, huh? It's kind of nice to look at it. A little bit less stress, maybe, just enjoy it, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a way different experience being on the other side, but I think I blame the kids for being out here, but I love it just as much for sure.
Outside for a ball. JP, I've talked to him a couple. He says, I don't like to be like Ryan. I don't like to do interviews all the time. I'll come up once a week or whatever. And then he comes up and he's fantastic. He's just, he sells himself short a lot, or maybe he's just not comfortable doing it. We don't get to talk to him as much, but it's always fun when we do. Fly ball left center field. Jans is still coming in. Looks like he's got a beat on it, makes the catch for the out. So Ryan, they've added, obviously you're aware that you had players and you had players and you had players. I think the Potters basically have their guys out here now, and Chase Jens out in Salem Field, one of the key guys, I think, this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. You could have found him on ESPN at least 2 to 3 times this year already doing some type of defensive play in left field for Kansas. He's a very athletic specimen of a player, and, seeing him in the cages, he can hit too. He's going to be a fun player to watch for sure.
Absolutely. First pitch outside to Damian Bravo. He already did a play today where he faked like he fell down, then got back up, caught it, and threw the guy out at third. So tremendous job. I think he's believing his own press clippings. He's making it a lot more difficult.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Haynes delivers it outside on the corner.
I think the most exciting thing for me is, we got Little Forrester coming in from Oregon State, and because we got Little Forrester, Big Forrester wanted to play. So we're going to see both of them on the weekend, and that's exciting stuff for me. When you see these guys come back that, really ramped up and made Potters who they were, and, local guys especially, it's special. And when I saw them in the cages today, it just lit me up. And I said, man, I'm excited to get out there and watch those two play together. They look like mini-me.
We talk about it all the time. Potters help make them. They help make the Potters. It kind of was a nice relationship there. Slice fouled down the first base line, but it's always like, yeah, you're right. Garrett was one of the guys. I mean, he really came out here, and he just really showed out from the first time he came out here. He just was, like you say, a local guy, but he really made his name out here and took it back to Oregon State.
Yeah, he's a professional player for sure. You're going to see him in the draft pretty high here coming up. And, we'll see what he does if he goes back to school or he goes to the draft, but he's going to play for a long time for sure.
And that's exciting. Exciting watching Stanford last night. Would have done some Potters on that. They had the starting pitcher and a relief pitcher, starting left fielder, and shortstop and everything. That's really exciting to see the guys that you watched play or you coach, managed, and they're out there and they're playing, and now they get to go to Omaha again.
I'll tell you, Phantom. I mean, Eddie Park's been to Omaha 3 times already. It's
crazy.
It's unreal. And they all text me in a group last night, and, that's special for sure.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because, it builds. I mean, you get guys that go to the, Omaha and hey, where you played summer ball? Well, I played with the Potters, and that was a great experience. And they're all together on one team, and it reflects greatly on you, obviously, but also on the city and on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Lincoln's been great to them, and Vassar's still killing it, isn't he? That's Vassar still.
Is that Vassar? I thought it was Kevin Haynes.
No, 39's Vassar.
Well, there you go. See, I'm glad I brought you up here.
No, yeah.
So he's still killing it.
He's been special, man. He's been a great pickup for them. It was one of those temp guys they got out of the opening season, and he's still there. So
that's 4 strikeouts over 2 2/3. And, yeah, he came in and he'd given up, 6 innings pitch. He'd had 6 strikeouts, but nothing like this. I don't think his first pitch strike has been a lot better in this outing, I think, than what we've seen him do before.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, watching him early, he was still trying to find himself, overthrowing a little bit. And once they settle in, usually that's key here. Once you get your feet wet and get used to pitching out here in front of the staff and knowing your teammates, and you get a lot more comfortable. Most of them start to shine. Uh-oh.
That's it deep to left field, and hopefully it's foul, and it is foul because Mr. Schuessler, who's been on the Prune Packers, I think, 11 years now, he's been on there a lot.
Yeah.
He hit that one hard down the left field line, but it was foul.
Yeah, him and Blake McDonald.
Yeah, Blake McDonald.
Blake McDonald's been here for 6 seasons. I said, man, how do you play 6 summers for one team?
To Aaron, yeah. He's like, I think he's been here before he was born. And that's crazy. That's shoved down the third base line, foul. It's always great. I know you always love it when playing the Prune Packers. I mean, that's like the ultimate thing. And they have, shown out as far as the CCL what they won the state title the league title 2 years ago, and we're right back in it last year. So they always represent the North very well. We just got to kind of pick up the rest of us and go down there with them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that was my number one goal this fall, not being here. Another strikeout for Vassar.
Another strikeout. I'm glad I said he was staying in and not leaving
for
good. Kevin Haynes.
There
That's
he
fantastic. Ryan Stevens, great to have you here. We'll go to the bottom of 6 with Mr. Stevens, but the Potters need to make up a 4-0 deficit.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory filet-o-fish.
The real commercial.
And a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Bottom of the sixth, Potters trailing 4-0. Ryan Stevens, former Potters manager, still up here with us. And Ryan, you see that with the new Stones cam between innings, we can watch what's going on in the field. That was one of the all-time great spinning bat races right there. As you and I both said, you got to get grown-ups, and you got to get them after they, a couple innings in. And man, what a tremendous contest that was.
The beer garden was hot for sure, and when you get the adults out there, it's so much better. I just swear, you get kids out there and they understand how to be dizzy. I don't get it.
They don't have any problem with balance. You know that.
They don't. They run straight. It's not fun to watch. I love the kids, but we got to get the adults out there.
Somebody has to lurch to the left to get them in the infield when the guys are trying to throw the ball to the first baseman, and that's when it's really fun. That's when it's really, really fun.
Real fun.
All right, Potters have Chase Jans at the plate, then Ben Higdon and Justin Olson against Dylan Day, the second pitcher for the Prune Packers. Jans takes it in there for a strike. So what have you heard? What did you hear about Chase coming in? You talk about, we knew about the ESPN, but
Chase is a super toolsy player, like that.
Right back off the leg, right to the shortstop, picked up by Russell. He's not going to get him at first base as Jans legs it out. That's the second time he's hit a pitcher today. The first time he hit the glove of Tucker. That time he hit the leg.
The kid can swing it, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so he hit the ball very hard again. His second hit. That's 5 hits in 2 games for Chase Jans. He's down there at first with nobody out, and Ben Higdon coming to the plate. So when you say tools, he can just do it all, right?
He can run, he can throw, he can hit for power. And I think, the more the guys hit with wood, the more the power comes. I know the power's been down this year on this team, but it's definitely there. The roster was built for extra base hits, and once these guys get comfortable, it's going to be pretty scary. And Chase is a solid player. This is another one here, man. This guy, the one thing that's beautiful about not being out here but still in the cages, I still get to see all these guys and meet them and talk with them and work with them. And, when you ever see a big leaguer, this guy matches up against every big leaguer I've ever seen in those cages. He can swing it for sure.
Yeah, one of the best community college players in the country. Ben Higdon takes that outside. But talk to me a little bit, Ryan, because you know about it. I mean, we got Chase Jans over here, University of Kansas, Overland Park, Kansas. Not really affiliated with the Potters. I don't know if we have guys who have played with them or not. So how does he get out here?
I think the biggest thing for us is just to keep expanding our networks. We have a great thing here, and it's a special thing. And the more we sell that to the coaches and show them what we're all about, and you guys help a lot with just what with the cameras alone. That the coaches can tune in and watch what their players are doing. But we reach out and we just, can we get some players this year? We just got to expand our network, and we ended up with Tyler and Chase this year. So it's beautiful.
Fantastic. Throw over to first base is Higdon now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. But we still have some old stamina. You see Anthony Perez running out here, and Schmidt's still supposed to be in here.
Yeah, he will be in July.
So there's still those guys that really embody what the Potters have been all about. Higdon hits that one to the first baseman, scooped up over there to second by Brown, and Russell's going to hold on to it. So it's a forced play, fielder's choice by Higdon. He's over at first base. Sam Brown with the glove over to Russell at shortstop to get Jans at second base.
Brown's another one. He was here last year, too.
Yeah, Justin Olson coming to the plate, the big first baseman out of New Mexico. You coached him last year. Tell me a little bit about Justin Olson.
Yeah, Justin Olson, big boy. Doesn't look like he's swinging too hard, but when it does hit the square of the bat, it ball flies. And he had a really good year this year. And, that's one thing I can say about the staff down there is that we really produce ball players after they come here. Whether you like it or not, it's summer ball, but we really work with them, and it's a testament to do what they do the next year.
Outside corner got Olson. He has struck out both times tonight, so he is 0 for 2. Ben Romano to follow for the Potters. We're getting into the bottom of the 6th here. Prune Packers lead at 4-0. It's
a good time for a run, Phantom.
I like that. That one is low and outside. 5 hits for the Potters in this one, 2 of them by Chase Jans. Had the rally in the second inning, had 2 on. And just 1 out, but 2 strikeouts by Wyatt Tucker, who was very impressive in the 4 innings he threw. Olson nubs that one down the third base line onto the screen. So can you watch a game without trying to make a lot of managerial moves? Can you just watch? You're talking about you like hanging around the cage, meeting the kids and stuff. It's obviously in your DNA. But can you relax that and just kind of watch a ball game?
Yes, I can. Believe it or not. This summer, it's been amazing to sit back and watch these guys play, and just such a different atmosphere being on the other side. And
hit well, might be too well, and trying to make the diving catch, doesn't make it. It's down, rounding second, heading for third is Higdon, and Olson's going to get into second base, and he'll hold on to third. And Olson comes through with a double down the right field line. Damian Bravo made a great try out there. He couldn't get it. So another time, second and third this time for the Potters. One out in the 6th inning. And here's Ben Romano, who has grounded out and struck out so far in this one. He is 0 for 2. And I know I've seen it. We talked about it, Ryan, a lot of times. You guys, when you get down, we've talked about your teams never give up attitude. And I know JP is instilling the same thing. But how key? Sometimes there's just one key hit that really makes the difference. Seems like this might be one of those times.
You're exactly right. This is it. You go in here and get a base hit, score 2. You got another runner on with only 1 out. You got a chance to cut that in half. And
Mono pops it up. The catcher right coming back out. That's Schuessler.
Blow out of here.
And he makes the catch up against the screen for the out. So Schuessler followed that one all the way back to the screen. Made the catch for the second out. And now Cade Sanchez, who's been fantastic so far for the Potters. 387 coming in, 11 runs batted in, but we're going to have a little meeting at the mound by Healdsburg, and we'll keep it here. So, sometimes you go out yourself, sometimes you send Brock out there. Now, when you go out yourself, is that to take the guy out only, or do you ever go out to talk to your pitcher just to talk to your pitcher?
There's only a rare few that when I go out there, I'm talking to them that are going to stay in the game, and that's only to pump them up. Hey, man, you're really close. Let's get out of this inning. But most of the time when the skipper goes out, we're pulling the guy and moving to the next one and letting him know, hey, man, we'll get him next time or whatever it may be. Sometimes you're pulling the guy after he did a great job. Just depends on pitch count out here in the summer.
And when you have let's say with Brock, when your pitching coach is going out there, is there a conversation between the two of you before he goes out there, or does he go ahead and have the power to just go out there on his own?
I mean, he can go on his own, but I think a lot of the times we're talking in the chairs over there about, this might be a good time to go out and talk to him. This might be a good time to slow this game down, whatever it may be. But Brock's a professional, man.
Yeah.
He's done it really well in the past, and he comes out here. He's very organized. He knows when he needs to go, and that's what makes it easy to coach out here, man. The assistants that I had and all the guys that are out here are such professional at what they do, and they really study the game, and it makes it easy on everybody around them.
Sanchez down 0-2, took the first one, went after that one. Good pitch by Dylan Day. So 0-2 on Cade. He singled back in the second, struck out in the fourth. Potters with runners at second and third, but 2 outs here in the 6th. That's a line down the left field line. It was going to stay fair. It does not. Second time in a couple of innings, Jack Grant had one earlier just like that. So Sanchez just a little bit ahead of that. And, this is the kind of play you've had a lot, Ryan, as far as over the 6 years we've been here. Just short guys, spark plugs, middle infielders who just need to come up with hit after timely hit.
Yep. Cade Sanchez is a good player too. He's going to be pivotal to the playoff push for these guys if he stays healthy, and he's a physical specimen. I mean, he might be short, but he's very stacked and well endowed in the frickin' gym, and I've seen him lift, and the guy gets after it, and it's one of those things that we've talked about it before. The more at-bats he gets against good pitching and whatever it may be, the more successful these guys are going to be. And this is still considered early in the summer. A lot of these guys are still getting after it, just getting out here.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Sanchez, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Hits that one well to center field, but probably too well. Hamchuk comes in, and he's going to make the catch on the run for the out. So Potters threatening the 6th, nothing across. We go to the 7th. Prune Packers lead 4-0.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games, loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats, fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the 7th, Eric Vassar still out on the mound. Ryan Stevens, who's our guest up in the booth. I tried to take him out 2 innings ago. Ryan wouldn't let me. And Eric is looking good, the right-hander out of Sac City College. Travis Sanders, then the top of the order, Robbie Hemchuk and Sam Brown for the Prune Packers. So Sanders steps in. He struck out and reached on an error. And I am told that we are going to enjoy one of my favorite new features. It shows a bunt, takes a strike on the outside corner. We talked about that, Ryan. Vassar throwing that first pitch strike more often. But before we even answer that, do we have Coach Mike on the line?
What's
Mike
going
Marsham, are you listening to us?
I am listening to you guys. Sorry I'm a little late here, boys. We need to take care of some stuff down here in the old bullpen, and the dugout here. We need to get something going.
Well, it sounds urgent, Mike, so I'm going to turn it over to Ryan Stevens and let him ask you something, because I think this needs to go coach to coach.
Oh, it does. Hey, anything you got, Ryan, let's throw it at him.
You know, Mike, what do we got? Oh, Mike.
Oh,
I start talking
boy,
and get a
that's
dose.
just, maybe I should have kept it. Yeah, that's on me.
You know, Mike, the big thing is the bullpen's always tough to clean up. We already know that. But, you know, the big thing is how do we get the bats rolling this game?
Yeah, you know, I think right now what I've been seeing, and correct me if you're seeing something different, I think we have a lot of guys right now that are a little predetermined in their swing. And so you're seeing they're kind of in between pitches where, you know, a heater's coming and they're like, okay, I'm going to get the half for heater, and throws a breaking ball. And so, you know, we're almost too predetermined. And so our guys, it's not that they're not on time. There's a ball, bends on it, we're good. I think we're a little predetermined in some of our swing mode, and they're not seeing the ball. And I think whenever you listen to post-game interviews about guys and game-winning hits and all this, and you're like, well, what are you trying to do right there? And they were like, honestly, I was just trying to get a good pitch and put a good swing on it. And they're just trying to see the ball as big as they can. And right now I don't think we're doing a good job of that. And that's something we're going to be reminding the guys of here after this half.
Well, Mike, something that we are doing a good job of is watching Eric Vassar out there. He's throwing the ball really well, and we notice it seems like he's getting more first-pitch strikes across.
He is. You know, he actually came in after the first inning, and that he went out there, and he goes, you know what, when I'm falling behind, I'm kind of just pushing the ball, and I'm not there. And I was like, look, man, just rip it. Just throw it. You know, he's doing a tremendous job. So, you know, here's a guy that comes in on a temp contract for us, and he's throwing well. He's been throwing well, and we're seeing it again here tonight. So this is awesome to see.
Sam Brown, the hitter. Ryan, you want to check in with Coach?
Yeah, I mean, Vassar's, you know, I don't know how long you've extended him, you know, this season, but it seems like you guys are trying to roll with him here to get some more zeros up there. What's his limit at this point in the season?
I think this is going to be the last one. We have Reagan Carter getting up. He's going to be coming in probably this next half. But, you know, this is a big outing. I don't think a lot of, you know, maybe fans or you know, people realize, you know, when you have a guy that goes maybe 3 innings or 4 innings, and we have a long week ahead, a very important week with the Packers, with the Mudcats. You know, we have a doubleheader again on Sunday. So guys being able, come on, Cade. What a play. Good job by Lavin there to back that up.
Yep.
That's a tough play. Almost made it.
I'm giving him an infield single on that one. Sanchez shows a lot of range. He's really showed a lot of range out there at second, Coach.
Yeah, really good. Really good infielder. Really good infielder. Yeah, but to you know, just quickly finish up on that is when you have a guy that goes 3 or 4 innings and you have a long week of very important games, it's huge when a guy can come in like this and throw really well, where you may not burn a guy. So we have a solid bullpen for tomorrow, and then rolling into Thursday and Friday. Is that right? So it's really nice to have those guys. We do have a lot of arms that came in, but it's really good to get someone like this to get some solid innings out of, so we can save some of our bullpen for these important games too.
Christian Almanza, the pinch hitter for the Prune Packers, 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Almanza, the left-hand hitter, takes a strike on the outside corner. You got anything more you want to ask Coach Ryan?
You know, I think he's been spot on, man. I think that, you know, the hitters, whether they're looking for a pitch or not, I think the biggest thing is they're trying to pull the ball. Mm-hmm. You know, and when they're not directionally sound up the middle, they're going to have trouble hitting pitching that's like this. And you know, for once, the Packers don't really have the overpowering arm on the mound. It's a very hittable arm, and I think once we make the adjustment, we're 1 inning away from being right back in this game if we can keep it 4-0. And I think Mike's spot on.
There you go, Coach. Thanks a lot for joining us. Go out and do what Ryan said, and I think we're all going to be fine.
Hey, learning from the best, huh? So can't complain, man. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. Phantom, thanks so much, man.
Talk to you next time, Coach. Thanks. Down the first base line, that's off the glove of base hit. Fair ball down the line, knocked out by Justin Olson, and we're going to have a run score for the Prune Packers. Sanders scores on the Almanza single. Going all the way over to third is Brown. Now, Monza was 2 for 5 yesterday, so he comes up with a big hit down the first base line. Second hit of the inning for the Prune Packers. That brings up Hunter Durow with runners on first and third now, and still just one out here in the 7th inning.
This kid Durow, I've had him when I first started coaching college baseball. I did travel ball as well.
Yeah.
For Golden Spikes, and he was a local kid that played on the 9-year-old team that I coached. To see him at this level as a junior, it's aging me a little bit, but it's special, man. Like I said, when you see all these guys you've seen in the past, it's just special to see all these guys continuing doing what they love to do.
1-0 on Hunter Durow, has a couple hits in this one. It's a line drive into right center. Jans has got a beat on it. He's got it. We're going to get a tag from third. The throw will go into second base. It's a sacrifice fly for Hunter Durow and a 6-0 lead for the Prune Packers. Scoring from third, Sam Brown. So Durow gets himself an RBI. 2 outs, then I'll bring up Peyton Schultz. So what Coach was saying, you guys seem to agree what the Potters are doing at the plate, kind of predetermining when you're going to swing or what you're going to swing at?
Yeah, and it's not really, it's hard to say predetermined. It's more not having an approach. Either you're looking off speed or you're looking hard and you're swinging at the pitch you're not looking for. So it's not really having an approach that's a professional approach. And like I said, it's early and it's the anxiousness. Yeah. It's the trying to fit in. It's trying to do something, especially when you're down 6-4-0 and you feel like nothing's going. You're trying to get a home run. You're trying to hit a double. When really all your team needs is you to get on base, and whatever that is and whatever that takes is what the Potters need to do, and they need to string that in together, and the big hits will come, as the season goes on. But they got to really fight to just get on base and get their rallies going.
Yeah, 2 more games right in a row against the Prune Packers, going up to Healdsburg tomorrow and also coming back here on Thursday. So, yeah, you just want to kind of start chipping away and kind of get yourself in the ball game. 3-0 on Peyton Schultz with Kyle Russell to follow. Runner on first, 2 outs. That one is on the corner for a strike, 3-1. So yeah, when you're talking to hitters then, let's go over to when the Potters come back to the plate. So are you making those points? You don't want to give them too much to think about, obviously, but that's outside for a ball.
For sure. I mean, when you come in there, it's a lot of a push confidence. You got to push confidence. You got to make the hitters believe. You can't talk, mechanics. It's too late at that point when you're in the game.
Right.
The biggest thing is just having the middle approach, man. You got to stay up the middle. You got to stay true through the ball. And when you're seeing the ball deeper, then, you're going to have a better opportunity to hit the ball. And I think a lot of these guys are, from what I've seen so far, is a little bit hook happy. And that's why we're seeing the foul balls down the line and, balls on this side of the field for lefties. And once they become more professional up the middle, and that comes with season, Yeah,
it's really easy for us to say, but, I mean, we're still in the second week of June, and it's a long summer. And, as you know, a 60, 65 game, it's a pretty rigorous schedule. Eric Vassar's going to leave the game now. As JP comes out, he's going to bring in a new pitcher. I think Reagan Carter is the guy that Coach Marjoram mentioned. But, yeah, that's something that you don't want to get too overhyped about any one game. And it's kind of tough for you guys. You just start, as you say, but you're playing early games against league opponents and probably the best league opponent. So you want to make you want to get in there and get a win really early against a team like Healdsburg.
Yeah, no, it's important. It's important to not, let a bunch of games get away against a team like the Packers. You got to, try to split at all cost. And, I think what I see the most over the, 5.5 years I was here is when you fall behind to this team, it's easy to get down on yourselves in the dugout because their pitching just seems lights out, and you're not going to have that big inning against them. But, we've done it before in the past. I remember, the best game I've ever coached here, one of them was at their place, and we won 13-12. And we were down 8 at one point. We were down 5 at one point. And I remember Quentin Hall hit a 3-run homer. We pushed across the tying run late, and then they got ahead, and then we pushed across 3. And you got to be physical. You got to match their physicality, and if you don't, you're going to be down quick, and you're never going to recover.
You mentioned Quentin Hall, and it must be easy, I'm sure, for you to go down rabbit holes, thinking over the past 5-6 summers, whatever it is, and kind of think of guys. I was talking about Jeffrey David today, and you and I have talked about other guy, Billy Rockefeller, and, of course, Will Law's name comes up with the Trey Fleury hits. It's easy to go down rabbit holes and what some of these guys have meant to you and to Lincoln through the years.
No, it's easy, and I think – probably Brittany hates it at home, but, half the conversations I have with Hudson are about guys that have played for me. And, oh, my gosh, I see that guy on TV. I remember when he was playing for the Potters' dad. And, and I just never stopped talking about it. And, that's something that's special to me, though. And I think, for as long as I'm around and talking baseball with my kids, it's going to be Potters, and that's how much Potters is meant to me. And it's really special to see those kids at such a high level succeed, and seeing them on TV and knowing that they were just here and wearing our uniform. It's awesome to see.
Well, and as a big Ryan Stevens fan, I know that coaching 7-year-old All-Stars is a very worthwhile endeavor. Don't get me wrong, but when the school year rolls around again, where are we likely to see Ryan Stevens plying his craft? We'll call it.
There were some job openings, this summer that I can't speak too much of, but there's some opportunities there. But as of now, I'm still the associate head coach at Jessup softball, and those girls are special to me as well, and they're just as much as the college guys is important to me and my family, and how I've developed as a coach and a person, and they're awesome, and we've really done a good job, me and Bree over there at Jessup coaching, and it's a special place, and it's definitely a place that calling home is definitely easy for me, and Brandon Bowling you see out here a lot, and he's upper admin, and he takes care of me, and these guys have been awesome over there, and those girls are just excelling at a high level, and it's really fun to watch.
And I'm sure it's very gratifying for you to be a guy who it seems like goes in and makes a big impact on a program. I know that they've had a program there, but you come in there, and to see that kind of growth has to make you feel really good.
It's special. It's definitely special, and I think everywhere I've ever gone, I've just tried to make it a better place. And it's not so much a testament of what I know or what I'm doing. It's more a testament to the people that buy into what we talk about and the culture we create. And, the girls bought in the day I stepped on that place, and me and Bree, established what that looks like, and, they play the right way.
Reagan Carter, the new pitcher for the Potters. Reagan out of UOP. Now he's going to have a chat with Luke Lavin. And that's something, setting that kind of template for William Jessup and also for the Potters. I think by now people know when you go out to be a Lincoln Potter what that means. And I think, going from you to JP, obviously that's going to be a little bit different, obviously. But I think that core thing of what it means to be a Potter and what it means to be part of this community, I don't think that's going to change.
No, it's not. There's a foundation there. There's a culture. There's everything about the Potters is established. And it's one of those things that just keeps getting better. Matt's done a great job. Clifton's done a great job. Even Ray's done a great job. And, the production up here, everything about the Potters is special. And I just don't understand how, you're a college kid out there, playing in wherever you're playing, and you look at something we have going on here, you're not like, oh, man, I kind of want to be a part of that. Because once they get here, they're all they want to come back.
Right. Exactly,
so, it's just got to get them here. You got to get the coaches to buy into what we're doing here.
And we have a pitch here. Alex Leopard's going to come up to hit for Damian Bravo as Russell was hit by a pitch to load the bases. And that's when you talk about, kids, learning about the program, wanting to come here. That's how Healdsburg, I would say to a large extent, has built their program.
Yeah,
they've
absolutely.
had guys, and they've had really, really good players go out and play really, really well in college and come back to Healdsburg, and that says a lot about their program as well.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to be good in the summer ball realm and what we're trying to do, you got to get guys to buy into your program. You got to get guys to come back and establish what that culture is like, right? You can't start with 40 new guys and then keep reestablishing it. Yeah. You got to have some guys that are mainstays, like a Trey Furry, a Chamizo, guys like that. And I know JoJo's back, Logan Bell. You got to have that in the clubhouse to have them buy into what that really looks like. And, it's special to – Jack Grant comes back after taking a year off. The guys want to play here. They want to play for the staff. They know that they're going to get better. They know they're going to get the extra time. Mike Margema played in the big leagues. He comes back to coach full-time. He doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Nice play at third base, off his glove, picked up by the shortstop Chamizo. It's going to be an infield single for Alex Leopard, and a run will score for the Prune Packers. As Leopard comes on with the RBI as a pinch hitter.
But we take Mike for what it's worth, and JP and all those guys, and it's a day off yesterday after a lot of travel already.
Absolutely.
And, they're at my work at 9 a.m. and I don't think Mike got home until 4 or 5 p.m. and he's running another business himself, and it's a testament to what we're trying to do, and we're trying to build special people and special talent, and it's going to show. The more we do these things, and you guys will see in July when the full roster's here, and you're calling out names, and you're seeing these guys rolling, and we play these guys in the second half of the season. It's just going to be a different feel for the whole ball club, and it's all going to come together.
Schuessler takes a strike at the inside corner. Yeah, just a couple of interactions with Mike. We've done the thing in the middle of the game about 4 or 5 times now, and he's just a guy fouled out of play. He's just a guy that when you talk to him, obviously he has a lot of knowledge. Obviously he's been through a lot. He wasn't always the best guy. He had to kind of fight his way through. But his enthusiasm, and when I see him and talk to him, and I'm envisioning people watching this and going, why would you not want your kid to go to a program that has a guy with the knowledge and the enthusiasm and the obvious affection for the players that he has?
Yeah, that's it right there. You said it. You know what I mean? It's how do you not buy into what we're trying to do here and what the coaches have to offer? I mean, JP been here every step of the way with me.
Right.
He's seen the same players I've seen. Caesar stepped on here. Brock went away for a year and then came back. It just shows you how special it truly is here. And you can go where you want to go, but you're always going to try to find yourself back here in Lincoln because it's that special. And like I said, the more guys that see it, they're going to keep coming back and telling their schools like, hey man, you guys want to go check that out. Like, I know I can't anymore, but you might want to go check it out. And that's kind of how we're starting to get guys. And,
right.
and J.O. and Jeffrey David comes back. I mean, Daniel Susak is probably the staple of what we're talking about right now. He came
Absolutely.
here 3 years in a row, and he's a first-rounder. That tells you everything you need to know. He could have gone to the Cape. He could have gone to the MLB Draft Combine. He could have gone anywhere he wanted to, and he said, no, Lincoln's my home. I love playing there. The coaches care about me. They understand when I need days off. They're professional, and it's a testament to everything that we're doing here.
Outside for a ball. Yeah, he came here 3 years, and I had to be convinced. 2 years, they told me the first year, okay. Then the next 2 times he's come, I said, no, he's not. He's not. No, and then the third year, I didn't believe it at all until he actually walked on the field and started batting left-handed.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little weird now.
Yep.
But what a pleasure seeing him, get to the next level. Call strike 3. Inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Prune Packers leading this one 7-0.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Bottom of the 7th, Potters trailing 7-0. Dylan Day still out on the mound for the Prune Packers. Wyatt Tucker started, went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 8, and Day has come on in the 5th and 6th, giving up 2 hits, and he has 1 strikeout. Has not allowed a run as of yet. He'll face Luke Lavin, Trey Furry, and Jack Grant. And Ryan, you seem to know more about these guys, even though you didn't coach this guy. Luke Lavin coming in, he's new to me. What do you know about Luke?
Luke and we got his connection from Thomas Eager, the pitching coach at Stanford, and obviously they've been good to us, and we've been good to them, and it's awesome to see. They rolled out that article about who's left in the super regionals, and it was Stanford, and it was Potters. You know what I mean? Which is awesome to see. Yeah. It's loyalty at its finest, and it means we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But this kid comes out of Laguna Beach and highly touted out of college. He's going in next year as a catcher. Really needed to get some more work behind the plate is what he was talking about. Unfortunately, right when he was graduating, he got mono. So he lost 20 pounds. And he's really starting to try to put it back on. And it's affected him, at the plate and stuff. And it's definitely, he said it's struggled working his way back up. But from the people I've talked to, the scouts I've talked to, and the coaches, he's really special and that he could really impact the team next year, even though they got probably one of the best catchers in the country, Malcolm Moore.
Yeah. Swings and fouls that one off. So considering his health and stuff, it's a situation where you think he's coming in, I'm going to catch him all the time, but you kind of be careful about that too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to wear the kid out early, and it's the reason we added Brock Rudy late, and Brock Rudy brings you that. He's a junior. He's got some age to him and some veteran presence about him, and behind the dish wise, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you're not losing much, and so they definitely are going to have to manage that and manage bouncing that around, and that's probably the hardest thing in the summer is managing the catchers. Because those guys get tired, whether they're working in the bullpen or they're working out here. They're going to get beat up.
It seems some years, one time you'd have one catcher and then you'd have four. So you never had like a perfect amount of catchers that you can rotate. It's like you either had way too many or you didn't have enough.
Yeah, no, it always seems like that.
Line drive right on the nose to shortstop. Russell has it for the first out.
Yeah, no, it always seems like that, the catcher position. And I know they signed some temp guys to start the season. Isola and Bicknell, who helped on the mound a little bit too, and Landon Weiss and all that stuff.
Yeah, they were. You got to get good. Yeah,
you got to get those guys to get you to help to get through it. I mean, it's a tough position, and it's hard to get those guys out here right away. And surprisingly enough, Garrett Forrester has been asked by multiple people to get some innings behind the plate to see what he can do for the draft. So you might see a little guest appearance behind the plate for Garrett Forrester, which is going to be different for me.
I'm always up for Garrett Forrester.
I am always up for Garrett Forrester. And what's going to be crazy for you guys, I told JP to do it, but to back Brandon Forrester and Garrett Forrester back to back, because I'm not kidding you. If I didn't know any better, I would think they're identical twins. They swing alike, they act alike, they walk around alike. They both got the long hair. They both got like the mullet type blonde hair. His brother put on 15 pounds, so they're close in size. I was literally wigging out at work today when he walked in. I was like, "Gare, Brandon, how are you doing?" I was like, "This is so weird." So it was fun to watch, but it like I said, they're going to be special, man. Brandon brings a lot of tools to Lincoln, and so does Garrett, and it's going to really help bolster the lineup.
1 and 2 on Furry. I wanted to ask you. You mentioned Aiden Isola, and there's your kids come out and they're filling in, but I was really impressed. At his call, strike 3, and Furry is down on strikes for the second out. Jack Grant coming to the plate. I was really impressed by Aiden and JT Maloney and Levi and some of the other kids. I really think that what I want to know from you is what does that do for their stock as far as coming out and kind of shining and really impressing in a short stint like that?
It's big. I think, people would be surprised how many people watch the Lincoln Potters that are at the high level of MLB associates and scouts, and how many texts we get from schools and whatever it may be. I think Pepperdine's here tonight to watch Jack Grant. It's endless amounts of eyes on. And if you do something special out here, it's a lot similar to what you're doing at school, if not better, because you're swinging a wood bat, and that's essentially what they want to see. So if you can do something special like you can during the season, but with a wood bat, they're going to be bought in.
Yeah, I was thinking because Aiden, I think, barreled up as many balls as I've seen a lot of guys who are, regular players, if you want to call it that. So he was really impressive, I thought, in his stint out here.
Yeah, Isola can hit, for sure. I think there it is.
Jack Grant lines that one into center field.
Beauty.
Gets his first hit of the game, 6th hit for the Potters. They've got a runner at first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Zach Chamiso, who started out from Little Lincoln High School, went to Sierra College, and got himself just a tremendous career at Sierra College. And I know you're very familiar with Sierra College.
Yep, very familiar with Sierra College. And Zach was one of the shining moments the last 2 years for them. And an everyday shortstop, never moved, never got taken out. He steady stay for there, and really earned his spot to the D1 level. He's going to UC Riverside next year, and Zach is one of those players. He earned everything, and it's a testament to how hard he works. And, how much he cares about day in and day out activities. He's out here taking ground balls yesterday. He was in the cages. And he had 200 at-bats this year, man. I mean, the guy just keeps working.
Well, I know it's hard to quantify, but, I mean, how much a guy like this, high school, junior college, how much of an impact, how much of it, how did the Potters play as far as what he did here with us?
I think the biggest thing for the JUCO guys and the guys coming in that don't have that experience, I think it gives them an extreme amount of confidence. Mm-hmm. And for Zach to understand that when he's facing guys like Prune Packers, that he can really excel. It gave him confidence at the JUCO level that he knows he's not going to see arms like that. And, if he can hit here and he can hit with a wood bat, he gets out there with a metal bat, he's going to tear it up. And you could just see his confidence go through the roof after last season.
And I noticed with him, with Aiden Isola, it seems like also, getting up against the faster pitchers or the better pitchers, they get a better appreciation of the strike zone, too. They become better hitters as far as selectivity is concerned. I know that Aiden didn't swing a lot of bad pitches, and Zach really watches a lot of pitches as well.
Yeah, they both see the ball really well, and they're fun to watch, man. They got a really good approach, and Zach's one of those guys who can get in his head pretty quick. But, when he's confident and hitting well, it's really fun to watch.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Zach. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Prune Packers lead at 7-0. Chase Jans on deck for the Lincoln Potters. Chamiso, a junior college or community college All-American this year with Sierra College, who made it all the way to the finals, all the way to the Final Four of the state tournament. Fouls that one back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. How much more of that, Ryan? I mean, you watch kids play, and it's baseball, so there's individual skills, but you watch kids, and they come from winning programs. And how much of that transfers from program to program, and coaches look at that, and as you're talking about recruiters and stuff, they also look at that.
No, it's impactful. You come from a winning program. You've learned how to win at this level. You've learned how to battle. And, when you come from a program that's used to winning, it brings a culture into the clubhouse it spreads like wildfire. And, you've seen it when you have a bunch of guys that come in here that it's not used to winning, right. And you're trying to teach it. It's hard. It's hard, and it's nothing to do with the kid or his talent. It's just a mentality that's hard to flip. They get almost used to it. And it's something that, here at Jessup I've even seen for baseball. It's like one of those things. McKinley rode it high, and then they've had some struggle, and you can just tell it's feeding like a wildfire throughout the clubhouse, and they need to switch that mentality and understand they belong. And I think when the guys are coming from winning programs, they know they belong. It just affects right. Everybody in that clubhouse.
2-2 pitch outside, 3. It's almost like an expectation. You come in there and you expect, what needs to be done to win. So when you do those things, you expect to win, and that kind of carries over, I think.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing as a recruiter, when you're out looking at the softball girls or even the baseball guys, you're looking for the ultra competitors, and that's going to be huge.
Perfect at bat, perfect illustration of what I was talking about right there. Zach Chamiso waits out his pitcher and gets the base on balls, moves Grant to second. He is down at first base with that base on balls, and there's going to be a meeting at the mound. We're going to step away here. Bottom of the 7th, Potters, a couple runners on. They trail at 7-0.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers, and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on.
After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere.
Tyler Stasiowski is the new pitcher for the Prune Packers. He's out of Sebastopol. The senior right-hander from UC Berkeley will face Chase Johns, who is 2 for 3 in this one, singled in the first and singled in the sixth. And Ryan, you're talking to Stones McCoy off air, but you're talking about when you're in the dugout in this situation, you're talking to your team about what they need to do. It's not that far away. 7-0 can be 7-4 pretty quickly.
It happens fast, man. You're a bloop and a blast from being 7-4, and once you cut a lead in half, you're right in the game, especially in summer ball, because it can get away from a guy on a mound quickly. And we've always tried to tell our guys, just get it within range within the last inning, get the tie and run at the plate some way, somehow, and you'll be good to go.
Outside corner for a strike, 0-2 on Chase from Overland Park, Kansas, and University of Kansas. Dylan Day still out on the mound, Stasiewski now taking over for Dylan Day, and he's 0-2 to Chase Johns. Outside get away from Schussler, and the runners will move up to second and third. And now just a single, and all of a sudden you look up on the board at 7-2, not 7-0, and then the next guy gets a little bit. Nobody wants to be the guy to make the last out in that situation. Is that stuff that you're talking to batters before they go into the on-deck circle, or are you just kind of doing a general thing in your dugout and making that statement, or a statement like that?
It's just a general thing. Give this dugout some energy, man.
Yeah.
Get us a run across the board. Get the fans
swing
invested.
By Jans. Yeah, 2-2. Yeah, the Potters fans, it's been really, the attendance this season has been, I know it's been great all the way through, but, man, this season it's been even greater. Just coming out. It's a Tuesday night. We got a lot of people out here checking out. Of course, you got the, high-quality summer baseball out here with these two ball clubs.
It just keeps
Fouls
getting
ball
better.
into the catcher's miss, strike 3. So Stasiewski comes in, gets the strikeout, ends the 7th inning. We go to the 8th. The Prune Packers up 7-0.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis, or call 916-259-2739.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable. She knows. She asks a lot of questions. She gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the 8th, Reagan Carter still on the mound for the Potters. Potters trailing 7-0. Travis Sanders, Robbie Hamchuk, and then Sam Brown, 9-1-2, the scheduled hitters for the Prune Packers, who look to go 3-0 in CCL play and 7-0 on the season. 6-0, tied for their best record since 2018. So they are going to come up here against Reagan Carter, who's the third Potters pitcher. Gabe Maya started, then Eric Vassar, and now Reagan Carter. Out of Full Shear, Texas, Reagan Carter, and the University of the Pacific. And here's Sanders. The second baseman has been hit by a pitch, struck out, reached on an error, and made some nifty plays at second base defensively to help the Prune Packers in this one. Sophomore out of Texas Tech. Takes the first one inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Stevens still up here giving us a little bit of guidance, a little counseling, talking us through some situations, kind of like how he would do it. And, again, JP taking over the reins, Ryan, and you got yourself, you started building your staff years ago, but, man, what a great group of guys you got down there in that dugout right now.
Absolutely. They're in great hands, man. JP's doing a great job. The more he gets acclimated as the head guy and going that way, it's going to be special. And, that's one thing about JP, man. He lives and loves Lincoln and loves Lincoln baseball. And, I'm just really glad that he got to stick around with the staff that we already established, and I think he's going to do a great job.
2-1 coming from Carter, right down the middle, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I mean, I talked to him the first time I talked to him this season. I mean, he's run teams before on all kinds of different levels, so it's not that much of a jump, but still, it's still going from one step up one more step. So it's still kind of, it's still a move that you've got to be concerned about. That's in there, call strike 3. So Reagan Carter with the strikeout of Sanders. 1 out, and that'll bring up Robbie Hemchuk, who is singled twice and walked and flied to right field. So he is 2 for 3 in this one. And so you're in the dugout now, Skip, and you're down 7-0. So what are you looking for? What are you talking about down in the dugout? What's the conversation like in the dugout? With players or with coaches or whatever?
We're talking about how good this young kid's doing on the mound. I mean, this is a senior graduating from high school this year, and now he's going to Pacific next year. But, I mean, he's 90, 91, and 92 so far. And I think, he's going to be pretty good for these guys. And it's fun to watch. And I think these guys on the side here, we talk about that kind of stuff, man. It's what are we going to get out of these guys? And, I think you take the positives away from all the negatives that are happening, and you just keep talking about it, because you can dwell on being down or whatever it may be, but you got to take positives away from games like this. And, you're still telling the dugout, if you get a chance to talk to them, because I know we sit outside of it, but if you get a chance to walk down and talk to them, and just, hey, man, hopefully we can keep this right here, keep it tight. And like I said, you're 1 inning away from being right back in the game, and you just get the tying run to the plate, you got a chance. But you got to stay positive down there, because it can get away from you fast.
Well, you're talking about Reagan coming out here. He's going to go to UOP now. Is the fact that the Potters have that relationship with UOP? I mean, the great Charles Middleton. I mean, he paved the way for a lot, and one of the great Potters of all time. So is that kind of a relationship that's been built over the years?
It has. And Chris Rodriguez, the head guy over there, was at Modesto when I was at Sierra, and I've known him in the past, and he does a good job over there. And we had Hunter Hayes last year, and Hunter Hayes really excelled, and we had some scouts out here, and that's the reason he got drafted. And so I think when you're talking about networking and connections, that's big right there. You have your guy, you give him the exposure, and then he gets drafted, and then for your program, that's huge, because you can leverage it from here on out.
Yeah, I remember Hunter last year just exploded. I mean, he was just so impressive out here, and gets drafted. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sam Brown. Swings and misses, 1-2. Hemchuk down at first base, being hit by the pitch. Brown is grounded to a double play, walked, singled, and flied out. 1 out, Reagan Carter. Fastball outside. He got a lot of zip on the ball, recording about 91 miles an hour on this, so I can see why he's an intriguing prospect. A big kid who's just going to get big. He's going to fill out and get bigger when he gets to college.
Yeah, you go to UOP, you get into a D1 lifting program, you're going to get stronger. You can get this guy up to 93, 94 pretty quick, and he gets up there and he learns to spot his 2-strike pitches as we talk about it. He's going to be pretty special. We haven't
been doing well. We've been kind of jinxing people.
I have gray in my beard, not from my daughters, not from my kids. I swear it's from the Potters. Every 1-2, 0-2 pitch, I look over at Brock, and we had the mic for a while, and I'm like, Brock, what are you calling? Because it looks like it's right down the middle of the plate, and he'd wear the grunt of it, but I know it's the pitcher's fault for not executing the pitch. I know Brock's not calling it like that, but
yeah, he says that's not where it was supposed to be.
Frustrating, to say the least.
Christian Almanza, who pinch hit last time around and got a base hit, is up here for his second at bat. Out of Stockton, California, in St. Mary's College. He lines it down the first base line foul. Big left-handed hitter. 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th inning. 8 hits for the Prune Packers in this one. It's just sometimes you got to remember that, I had a couple of kids this age, so sometimes you just got to remember that even they're just going to do stupid stuff sometimes,
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
and they're just, and it's weird. You watch professional games, you watch major leaguers, that they make, dumb mistakes. They get, spot pitches where they shouldn't. So it's not like, it's miraculously you're going to expect them not to do it. But it just, as you know very well, you get kids between 18 and 22. Sometimes you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and obviously you're not trying to give up a hit in those situations, and we get that. But I think it's more of a mindset that you refuse to give up hits when you get to that count.
Right.
Once you get to 2 strikes, you've worked so hard to get there, you can't give in, and you got to be missing on the more of the ball side than the strike side. And I think, like I said, he's young, and in high school you're not hitting 90, 91 probably, and you can probably throw it around the plate. But you get to this level, you're going to get hurt, and it's something you learn. And that's why he's here. To be honest, it's to get that work and to understand it.
Just a little bit outside, ball 4. So that loads the bases for the Prune Packers, and will bring up Hunter Durow for his 5th time up. He's got a couple singles, a strikeout, and a sacrifice fly as a meeting at the mound. And, it's the old days, you get 0-2 on a batter, and, of course, the wisdom is you got to throw a waste pitch. You got to try to make it a little nice but not nice enough. Is that still the way that you approach pitching as far as count management, so to speak?
Yeah, I think the big thing, we talked about this, is it JP or is it Brock? This is just Brock settling the kid down, telling him, get us a ground ball here, get us a double play, trust your defense. Because like I said, he's a senior graduate with 90-91, and when he's like that, he's probably striking a lot of guys out.
Right.
And at this level, you need to rely on your defense, and you need to pitch down on the zone, get yourself some double plays, and get yourself some outs and let the defense work, and not really rely on the strikeout as much. And I think that's what he probably told him is, you need to really work hard here to get us a ground ball and
something
get us out of it.
Something you and I have talked about many times. You get a guy out here, all of a sudden he's pitching in front of 1,000 people, 1,200 people on a Tuesday night, and he gets not used to that.
Exactly. And it's pressure. It is, and it's good for him. Because we
check swing fouled back.
And we talked about that. It's regional, it's super regional experience, and this is what you're getting out here. You're getting the pressure of people watching you. You have eyes on. It's definitely different than high school baseball. I can tell you that. And it's exactly what these guys need for the most part, and that's why they succeed when they go back.
Fastball, nice pitch on the outside corner. Yeah, that's something I was looking at the Prune Packers roster, and they're always a pretty experienced team, but this year especially, a lot of juniors and seniors, college juniors and seniors who've been with the Prune Packers, a year or two, so they have a very experienced ball club. So it's tough for a young high school guy to come out and pitch against that. Fastball, call, strike 3.
It's a beautiful, beautiful pitch right there. That's
Right
kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So for once, we didn't jinx him. That's well done by us.
I know. I'm not going to be welcome back if I keep jinxing everything I talk about. I talk to Mike, the guy takes a dose. I talk to you, the guy gives up a hit. Maybe if we're negative, maybe it'll work on us.
Well, see, you're the guest, so I always get blamed. Okay. It's always you're up there with Phantom. Oh, look what happened.
Fair.
Big chopper out to shortstop.
Zach.
Chamiso's got it on the big hop over to first for the out. So good job by Carter. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Packers lead 7-0.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Tyler Stasiowski returns to the mound. The right-hander out of UC Berkeley in Sebastopol, California. In the bottom of the 8th inning, he'll face Ben Higdon, Justin Olson, and Ben Romano. 3, 4, and 5 for the Potters. Ryan Stevens still up here with us in the booth as we try to bring the Potters back. And Ryan, I told you, I know you think you're jinxing people, but I'm the one who's going to get the blame. You're the guest, so don't worry about that. Keep throwing stuff out there that we keep missing on, and they'll just charge me with it. It's all right.
It's fine. I can wear it for you. I'll step up.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Ben Higdon coming to the plate, another guy that you're real excited about.
I am. I'm really excited to come out and watch this kid more and see what he can offer.
Swinging and a miss at the first pitch, 0-1. Ben has struck out, grounded out, and hit to a fielder's choice. So 0 for 3 so far in this one. Swing and a miss again, 0-2 on Higdon. Paducah, Kentucky, headed to the University of Kentucky after a stellar junior college career. High fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Numbers flashing up 88 for the right-hander from Berkeley. As you said, they just keep throwing quality arms at you. And they're not overpowering arms, but good arms who throw the ball hard and can usually spot it where they want to spot it, although that one's in the dirt. Maybe I can jinx the other team.
Yeah, that's what we should start doing.
That is a really good idea.
They have great arms that throw a lot of strikes.
Yeah, I want to move to their city. I want to,
Yep, a lot of juniors, seniors that are really good, veteran hitters.
Yeah, man, it's just really imposing. Now, that is the first time you saw that park. That's a great old park, but it's a little bit crazy, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a cool feel for sure.
Absolutely.
I feel like the fans are right on top of you. The dugouts are old school, tiny. You feel sandwiched in there. You feel like the ball's going to kill you, to be honest. I think the ball is the dugout's literally right here in the corner by our seats.
Right.
And you feel like you're right on top of the
right
game.
There,
It looks like the pitchers are throwing 112. So it's fun to watch.
One hop to second base. Sanders has it over to first for the out. Weird right field's like bleachers and a school out there, and then center field's like a football scoreboard, and the left field's like 200 feet, and it's got a street behind it.
Inside the park.
I know.
They got an electrical box in left that if they hit it, the ground rules at home plate with Joey
Take
are
an hour.
It's comical. It is, if it hits this, if it goes there, if it bounces here, if it, catch and carry, if it goes out to right field, if it hits the tree, it's a home run. I'm like, man, I don't know how you go through this speech every game when you're here, and if you're there for the 14th time or whatever we've been there, you can kind of tell them don't worry about it because I get it. There's a little bit of everything.
I don't remember who the center fielder was the time we went there. I think it was for the playoff that time, and he actually went out and caught a fly ball right by the scoreboard.
Yep.
And I couldn't even see him. He was like that far away with that big scoreboard. I don't know how he even navigated it out there.
I feel like he ran around the pole and caught it. I don't know what he was doing.
1 ball, 1 strike. I always remember that the game before that, I don't think we got any runs off. I think they shut us out. And the first, I think Lorenzo Debreck led off and hit the ball out into the street over right behind left field. Yeah,
Lorenzo Debreck. That's
I love that
one.
guy. Yeah.
It's a good one, man. You forget
one
a
of
lot
our great
these guys.
center fielders. I tell you, we've got a legacy of him. Olson takes that one in there for a strike, 1 and 2. Billy Rockefeller and Jeffrey
Billy
David
came back for alumni. And
I know. I was shocked.
He never left.
He was fantastic.
He never left.
He was great.
It's unreal, man. The guy sells cars. He gets off the couch and comes out and hits a double. It's crazy. It is hard to do.
He was great. I loved Billy Rockefeller. Olson takes in the dirt for a ball, 2 and 2. Just one of those guys that I know you always seem to have him. Maybe that's everybody in colleges now feel like that. Just covers from left center to right center. And Lorenzo was another one. He just was gliding around. It wasn't even look like he was running hard.
Yeah, Lorenzo's one of those shortstops by trade and got moved to the outfield, and he's just super athletic, and he was fun to watch for sure. And Eddie Park was probably my favorite center fielder to watch.
I might drop that into right center field. That's in there for a base hit. So Olson gets his second straight hit. He's at first base, and that'll bring up Ben Romano. Why Eddie?
It was his routes to the ball. The moment the ball was hit, he was almost like running right for it. There was never a misstep back first or whatever. It was always direct to the ball. And I remember when he first got here, it was like his first week. His dad was here. His dad's a doctor. He ran for a ball over his shoulder, ran straight into center field. I don't know if you remember that. And he almost knocked himself out. We all ran out there. He ended up being fine, played the rest of the game. He had, headache or whatever, and I think Emma put him in concussion protocol. And his dad called me the next day and goes, I'm a doctor. I'll clear him. He has to play. And I'm like, man, your kid just ran through the wall for us, literally, and you're trying to get him back on the field. I was like, he's going to Stanford next year. I was like, maybe we should just let him sit out.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, he needs to play.
He's going to need that head. He's going to need that brain.
He's like, he was coming off an injury. He needs to get at bats. And I was like, all right, well, now I know why he's so competitive. His dad was on it. So, But like I said, he was just special from the get-go, and you see him now, and he's just excelling, and it's just fun to watch.
And you say 3 straight, World Series.
Yeah.
Outside,
I mean, how fun is that?
To Romano. That's one thing I always love talking to you about is how you talked about direct a shortstop. You always like to move people around and try to make them more indispensable to the guy at the next level, right?
Yeah, you have to. Especially when these guys come here from JUCOs or transfer portal or whatever it may be. You got to give them a chance to play around and let coaches understand that they're utility and you can play them other places.
Charles Middleton, we talked about him a little bit. He was an infielder in high school, and you moved him out into left field, and I think that's really important to his growth. And Matt Lopez was the same way. You moved Morley around. You moved all kinds of guys from infield to outfield, mostly that way because they wanted to give them a little more, like you say, more tools when you go into that next level. I can play here. I can play here. I can also play here.
Yeah, it gives you the best opportunity to get in the lineup, and that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
You got to get in that lineup. And sometimes you're going to go to a school where, hey, shortstops establish himself. He's an All-American.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I can hit too. Well, what else can you play? Well, in college I played, or summer ball I played here, and that just opens up the window for it. And that happened, and for Charles, and it was fun to watch, him grow in left field, to be honest. First year here when I wasn't here, and then after that it was like, man, this guy can really play out here now,
It was great. I mean, it's tough to play left field as Sanchez flies out to center to end the 8th inning. We're going to the 9th. Potter's trailing 7-0, but it's hard to play. I feel sorry for some outfielders when they come here because the left field is such a difficult field to play, but there were some guys that you had that seemed to take to it a little better than others did, and I think Charles handled it pretty well.
Yeah, no, Charles was one of the best to do it, and the sun's right in your face, and it's not a fun position to learn out here, and once you get it going, you act like a natural. You look like the other guys that go out there like, well, how do you do that? The sun's staring at me in the face, and he's like, well, you get used to it. And it's a good experience to talk about, but you definitely see the new guys struggle right out of the gate.
Well, I mean, we talk about Charles. We just keep it here for here as we go into the 9th inning. It was like Kai Burdick coming out, and even I can tell when he comes into a game at 6'9". But we talked about Charles, the litany of guys from Lincoln, the litany of guys at Lincoln, who came out here and played for the Potters. It helps the Potters, obviously, but it also helps the kids, and it helps us with the city of Lincoln. But starting with Isaiah and Eli and coming through with Charles and now to Schmitty and all kinds of guys like that and Zach Chamiso, I mean, how great has it been that the Potters not only hosting the games and everything, but can actually bring players out here who actually contribute to the team.
It's special to watch the local products and see them play in front of their fans. I mean, to be honest, these guys know who those guys are. And when Isaiah or Eli were on the field, especially when they walked up or took the mound, you could see the attention change, and it was special to see those guys come out here and play, and Charles was being one of them, and Zach now, and Trey's from Folsom, but I mean, these Lincoln guys that are like homebred guys, like you can just see the attention change when the fans see their guys and the way the kids talk about them and want their autograph. And it's fun to watch, and it's got to be special, man. I wish I had something like that growing up in my hometown, and and it had to be one of those things like I'm going to be a forever Potter if I lived in Lincoln. You have to be, that's how Craig feels too. And I know Craig's working to make some extra cash and stuff and giving his arm a rest, but he'll be here in July, and it's like he keeps texting us like, I can't wait to be there. It's like, these guys just want to be a part of something like this that's so special out here.
And the great thing about, and we talked about Craig many times, but it's not only baseball. He changed his whole life. He changed his whole approach to things. And, he got himself on a better track, not just for baseball, but, for the rest of his life. He did so many things to help himself. And, yeah, you have to feel proud. You feel proud of him for being able to do that, and for you guys for being a small part of that as well.
Yeah, no, everybody that's been a part of Craig's journey, has to put themselves down as a piece of his life that's going to carry on forever. And he was obviously extremely overweight, and it's one of those things that if he didn't have baseball, who knows where he would be. And baseball made him want to be a better person. And when he started coaching young kids at a young age before he was done with eligibility,
that's where he really hit his stride.
That's really what changed him, I think, and realized I don't want to coach yet. I want to continue to play and thrive, and the only way I can do that is if I get my butt in shape. And it's a testament to how hard the kid works and how good he is, and how much of a quality person he is. Craig's one of best kids I've ever coached, and his mentality, his IQ about the game and all that is he's going to be a coach for a long time after he plays. You can just tell.
And bringing it full circle, then he wants to go ahead and bring himself back on track, and he's got a team in his hometown that he can join, and he can actually do that for, and that brings it around full circle. So Burdick up here against Kyle Russell, the shortstop for the Prune Packers. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, and flied out twice, so 0 for 2 for Kyle Russell. Burdick's fastball just a little bit outside at 6'9" out of USF. Alex Leopard to follow them. Kimball Schuessler for the Prune Packers here in the top of the ninth. Two teams meet again tomorrow in Healdsburg. 6:05 first pitch. Stones McCoy will be on the call. You can follow it at Stones Radio Network's YouTube. Stones Radio Network's on Mixler, the Mixler app for radio only. And that'll bring up Alex Leopard, who came up and pinch hit for Bravo, had an RBI single back in the 7th inning out of Santa Rosa Junior College.
I've seen this kid a couple times, Kai Burdick, and that's his biggest. It's his biggest ailment is got to throw more strikes. And, he knows that, and the problem is the more you think about it, the worse it gets. And
exactly.
He needs to get into a good rhythm for him, and try to give these guys some quality innings. And it's something if you can't do, you're not going to find yourself out on the mound very often.
Got a runner at first as we start off the top of the ninth. Leopard, left-handed hitter, waits. That one takes it on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schuessler to follow. We're back here on Thursday. 6:35 first pitch.
Guys got a big weekend finally.
Oh, Thursday coming up. You know how big that is.
Huge.
There goes the runner. Swing on a miss. The throw down to second base is a little bit too late on target, but too late as Russell steals it. Yeah, we've got Thursday. We got next 3 weeks. We got Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Nothing.
And I think we'll mix a Sunday in there too. Yeah.
Those day games.
CCL, little Sunday afternoon game.
Yeah.
It's nice, to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Go Saturday night to Sunday afternoon. But this week, just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think we got the Mudcats coming in for a couple. First look at them this season. The line drive out towards center field. That's down for a base hit. Russell will score as Leopard comes up with his second straight single and his second straight run batted in since coming in the game back in the 7th. Russell scores, and Kimball Schuessler coming to the plate. Well, that's the thing, as you know more than anybody. Once it gets started, this summer doesn't really stop. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and if you don't watch it, you can get in a bad habit here, and it rolls over from game to game. And that same side on the other side, you get something happening good, and you can multiply that and carry that forward.
Yeah, no. Summer is all about getting in a good rhythm, and once you hit a winning streak in league, it can really propel you to the playoffs. And it's just one of those things. You got to get on a good little streak. You got to get playing hot. You got to get feeling good. And, I know a couple times over the years that, these guys can start making you feel bad about yourselves and put you in a little bit of a slump. And, you got to get past that. And you got to find a way to, we talked about early, steal a game or two from these guys and then, win against the other guys. And you'll find yourself when it matters playing these guys in the playoffs, and anything can happen once you get to that point.
Right. Lined in the left center, giving chase. Romano, that's going to get down in front of him. Picks it up quickly, gets it back into the infield, but it's a solid single to left by Schuessler. Second hit of the inning. First and second, nobody out. Travis Sanders, the second baseman, the next scheduled hitter. And the one thing about a game like this is, you look back on the at-bats that the Potters had, and it'd be nice to have one of those situations. We had maybe 3 key at-bats in the game, maybe 4, and come through in one of those situations to give you a little bit more positive outlook, because you're talking about you find the positives among the negatives, and that would be a place that you could go ahead and get that.
Yeah, I mean, you come out here and we talk about it all the time. You're down, 4-0 when we're here, then it's 6, then it's 7, and you can do whatever you want on the mound, but if you can't score runs, you're not going to win ball games, and that's really what it comes down to. You got to get those big hits. You got to cut into the lead. You got to give your dugout and your home crowd something to cheer about and something to get going about, and
throw to second base, threw behind the second runner, maybe had a chance over to third with the first runner. Is you learn as a catcher here, when the ball hits the backstop, it comes right back to you. Usually you have time to pick your base on that.
Yeah, he had a chance at both bases there, didn't he?
Yep. That is inside for a ball, 3-1. Sanders has reached on an error, struck out twice, and been hit by a pitch. Second baseman batting in the number 9 spot for the Prune Packers. Swings and misses at that one. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the top of the 9th. 8-0 Packers. Kai Burdick, the 4th pitcher for the Potters. Gabe Maya started, then Eric Vassar, Reagan Carter, and now Kai Burdick. Swing and a miss, got him on strikes. And that's one of those times, right, Coach, where it's, small victories. You go ahead and you got something small that happens positive. We're talking specifically for Kai right now, and he gets the strikeout, comes from 3-1, throws 2 good pitches and gets the strikeout. You try to build on that, I would imagine.
You have to build on the positives, man. Like I said, that's one thing I've always learned from coaching is, when things are going negative, you got to go positive. And that's the big thing.
Now hitting is Connor Sharpio out of Santa Rosa.
He had a good season at Santa Rosa this year. He pitched for him out of the bullpen, one of their closers, one of their bigger hitters. And I remember watching the series in that NorCal final with Sierra, and he was a big part of that.
Outside for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Santa Rosa. Well, the Big 8 conference.
Yeah.
Best conference in the state, obviously. They're sending all these teams to the Final Four.
Yeah, it's special, man.
Just fantastic.
It's as good as it gets, man, to be honest. It's fun to watch that kind of talent.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Yeah, I remember announcing for AR when he was playing for Santa Rosa. I think he came in like 435 average or something, just something obscene.
Off the charts.
You just go, what? This guy's hitting 3.6. That's really good. Yeah, this guy's 435. So they had a real impressive lineup, did the Bear Cubs. That one's bats the catcher, but all the way back to Luke Lavin. So nobody is advancing on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Connor Sharpio. Sam Brown to follow. Here's Burdick. Fastball just misses inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a good pitch.
Guy out of Carlsbad, California. Want to get that corner, just expand that corner just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Have a little feel, know the score.
Especially against a hitter like this. Popped up out of play by Connor. So it stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
How nice the weather been.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Fantastic
it's
for
great.
Summer baseball, right?
The crowd has been responding. 1,200 more tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, this has really been very pleasant. Chop foul down the third base line. What is it with the Potters? I'm sure it started with you. There's 3,000 people outside the dugout all the time, and it's carried around.
Yeah,
you see, it's like bowling pins when there's a ground ball over the dugout. It's crazy.
It drives me freaking crazy because what happens is a guy gets hit, then the umpire yells at everybody to get in the dugout. Yeah. Why can't we just be in the dugout from the start? I understand.
Breaking ball, call strike 3, and almost took Luke Lavin by surprise.
I think he crossed him up.
He corralled that one somehow. And I can't expect Sharpio to hit it if the catcher didn't know it was coming.
I think he crossed him up.
Yeah. Well, it worked out, I guess, maybe. Usually you get a catcher, a pitch that the catcher doesn't really know where it's at, you're not going to get the call on that one.
No, usually not. But, yeah, good feel out of him. That was down the middle. That's strike 3.
It's a good pitch, yeah, absolutely. Here's Sam Brown.
Joey didn't like it too much, so I'm take his skull cap off there. But, he'll be all right. It's 8-0, 2 outs. He'll be okay.
I'm sure he'll be all right. He'll be able to deal with it at some point. Yeah.
He had a pretty epic throwout last year at this place. I remember that.
I do remember that. Check swing, and I believe he swung. I'm going to say he did. Yes, and so's the umpire. So that makes it 2-0, and that's what we'll call it. 0-1 on Brown, who's a couple singles, a walk, fly out and a ground out.
Talk about taking away positives, man. If he can pitch out of this here, you're giving up the 1. We'll call that positive for sure.
Absolutely. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, and he came back and got this 1 strikeout, and then he got the other strikeout on a pitch that no one knew what was coming, at least of all the batter.
Yeah. You, me, or him. Or
no,
catcher.
None of us did. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
You know, you could see with his frame being so tall, I mean, I got to imagine that ball gets on you. His release point's super out front. We talk about that with Randy Johnson. I know he's 95, 97, but those tall guys, when they release way out front on the mound, it looks like it gets on you like 95, even though he's throwing 90, 89. You know, it's tough to hit. That's why he needs to learn to be around the zone more often.
1-2 coming up. Outside, 2-2. And yeah, it has to be tough for a guy that tall to try to get everything working, you know, in concert, so to speak, and get everything going.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of moving parts, and all of them are really long.
Yeah, that's why he should be a center in basketball. You know, it's hard to get that release point constant, and that's what he struggles with. That's strike
inside, ball 3.
That was a good pitch.
It was a good pitch. I'm going to call it inside a little bit. I think it was a little inside. Yeah.
You got a better angle than I do.
Yeah.
And I'm biased.
You are biased.
So.
I'm biased too, but, you know, I'm very fair.
Well, you're neutral. Yeah. It's fine.
I'm very fair.
It's fun to listen to.
I'm Sweden.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch outside, ball 4. That'll bring up Christian Almanza, who's come on and been pretty impressive. He's got a single and a walk after coming on in the 7th inning. I don't usually jinx people as much as I do when you're around.
Yeah, this guy's a great hitter.
Yeah, it's
you know, he's been super successful
he's
against
fantastic,
the Potters.
Yeah. He might just go pro next week, really.
He might.
Yeah.
Drafts in a month.
Yeah.
Hopefully he goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully they all go.
Just take them all, just en masse.
Make them have
we'll
to
take
redo
the Prune
roster.
Packers, yes.
I'll start making some calls. Yeah, he should see this team, the best team I've ever seen. Like everybody throws 99 miles an hour. This guy hits nukes.
That is ball 2.
Gosh darn it.
2-0.
We got to make this guy swing the bat, though. We do got to do that.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do agree.
We can't stand
He's not going to be great until he can swing the bat.
Tall guy versus tall guy. Who's going to win?
Tall guy.
Not wrong. Gambling guy like it. Oh,
that's outside corner for a strike.
That's where I struggle. I mean,
yes, you do struggle, and sometimes
that's why I'm up
your
here
partner
and I'm good,
Stones McCoy also struggles with that. Yeah, sometimes I have to talk him down, and then every once in a while I just throw my pen up in the air because I'm struggling too.
Yeah,
so that happens. Foul back to the screen, 2-2. Usually it's the outside inside thing, not the high low.
Sure.
Usually it's the outside inside that gets us up here. You know, I mean when it comes through the opposing batter's box, you know, left-handed hitter and the ball's in the right-handed batter's box. Although I'll take one of those right now. Swing and a miss. He got him on strike. So good job by Burdick getting out of it. 1 run in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Packers lead 8-0.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at R.C. Willey.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helps keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the mud.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Gary Hall, the new pitcher, the right-hander, comes to us from Windsor, California, and San Jose State University. He'll face Luke Lavin, Trey Furry, and Jack Grant, 7, 8, and 9 for the Potters. Well, a little bit of ground to make up, Ryan Stevens, but you know, I've seen the Potters do this before.
I've seen it too. Been a part of it.
Yeah.
Been a part
there
of
you
it.
go.
You know, I think
you managed it, right? I mean,
yeah,
you called the shots.
I've been there. I did nothing but stand there. You know,
and
watch the guys excel.
And
watch the guys excel.
Yes.
But you know, if it was a little closer, 4-0, 3-0, something like that. These are the kind of wins, though, that can propel a whole season.
Yeah.
Once you start buying into yourself that late in the game you can come back and win ball games, it makes you believe. And that's all you really need in the clubhouse is a little bit of belief.
And what they need, when you get down to brass tacks, what we need is what we talked about last inning is a hit in one of those situations that puts something on the board besides a 0, and that lifts everybody's spirits. So Hall gets done with his warm-up tosses, and here comes Luke Lavin. The catcher has singled it, popped to short, and lined to short. 2 hits in his Potters career so far with a couple of runs batted in for Luke. High schooler headed to Stanford. Out of Laguna Beach, California. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander, Gary Hall. Tucker, Day, Stasiowski, and now Hall, and that one sliced down the left field line, and it's going to be in for a base hit. Giving chase is Duro over there, but Luke Lavin has his second hit of the game. So I must say, Mr. Stevens, the youngster, pretty impressive at the plate.
Going to sit. Trey's only had 100,000 Potters hits. He's due for another one, right?
113. So
he's due for 114.
Right on the horizon.
Let's make it not a fluke. Yeah. Let's be a hit leader. Let's be a guy.
Yeah, if you're going to take the lead, take it by 2 at least.
Right.
Just when you call Will tonight and say, well, you're only 1 behind. Yeah, he might come back out, yeah. Hall's fastball's outside. Furry has got a single and 2 strikeouts, so he's 1 for 3.
Did Will get a knock on alumni?
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh, then we
He's also stole a base.
We got to count that. So he's at 113 too. So we need one here.
Swing and a miss by Furry. I think he played defensively. He threw the 7-hopper across the diamond, but then he came back and stole a base, which you don't see in all the alumni games.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive. I agree. Breaking ball misses the outside corner. 2-1 on Trey Furry. Yeah, like you said, that was a tremendous game. With the representation that the Potters alum came out with, Nat Lopez showing up and Billy Rockefeller and obviously Will.
Morley.
Oh, yeah, Morley. Having Morley out there. That's a hit down the right field line. Probably going to be foul. Oh. If it would be fair, if you would have done that sitting thing, it would have worked out. You worked it for Lavin. You can't do it for Furry.
I'm trying everything
you are working really hard up here. I respect what you did. You came in the middle of the game.
You worked it.
You worked it and tried to bring it.
Shutouts aren't allowed. We got to get a hit. We got to get around here.
All right, fair enough. You've heard the skip.
Got to carry some momentum into tomorrow. That's really what it's all about.
Yep. Because you got, like you said, a busy rest of the week for the Potters. So
some good feeling going for you. That's not going to start. Trey Furry.
1 out here in the 9th, then Jack Grant coming to the plate. 2 strikeouts and a single for Jack. Third baseman out of Danville, California, and the University of Arizona. Zach Chamiso on deck for the Potters. Actually, Jack Chamiso, I don't think is on deck. We've got a pinch hitter over there.
Looks like Tyler Garrity.
Watch out. Look out. Look out. A lot of times I say look out on a pitch like that, and they get hit anyway, so I don't think it really does any good for me to say that. But I say it anyway. Tyler Garrity is on deck, the outfielder out of University of Kansas. 2 hit for Zach Chamiso. 1-0 coming up to Grant. Swing and a miss at a fastball at 89 miles an hour.
Some of the all-time great coaches out here, Potters, man. Joel Theis. Remember that guy?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. Man, he was crazy. Now he's a CHP officer. Go figure, huh? Biggest memory was when the ball was completely foul in the playoffs. And he went absolutely crazy.
Don't start.
Yeah, he brings it up still, so I have to. I have to.
No, that's an all-timer right there.
I got to bring it up.
That's a definite all-timer.
I got to jab him. He's probably listening as we speak, so I got to jab at him.
Grant down on strikes for the second out. And here's Tyler Garrity. I remember a couple times you left the game under inauspicious circumstances, ended up here.
Yeah, you know, you got to fire up the club, sometimes.
And then come up to the air conditioning.
Yeah, it's a little hot on the turf sometimes.
It really is, I bet, yeah.
Yeah, actually, one of my earliest ejections ever was the guy standing on first base, and we are completely close now and good friends. We sat down and had a beer over the off season, and we got talking about it. It was funny. It was a miscommunication. Of course, my guy Ray, the mayor, is the one that got me ejected.
Sure.
We ended up talking about it. He goes, I don't know what it was, but I kept hearing from your dugout about my strike zone. I said, I wasn't saying a thing. And he goes, well, I heard something. And then Ray was at that pizza place, Brick and Barrel, when it opened, and Ray goes, it was me.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I appreciate it. It was about the second inning I thrown out. That's a long time to sit in the clubhouse.
And wonder what I did.
Yeah.
1-0 to Garrity. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 to Tyler.
At that point, you just got to get hydrated, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think you did. I think, if I recall,
a lot of
you
Gatorade,
did. You
lot
got
of water.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were having. Yeah.
They just poured it in 32-ounce cups. It was good.
It was just a different way to take it, yeah. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. 83 miles an hour from Gary Hall.
A lot of strikeouts.
14.
Yeah, that's too many.
Yeah. 1-2 from Gary Hall.
Shortstop looks bored.
He probably is. Swing and a miss. That makes it 15, and that's your ball game. Healdsburg comes out, comes down to Lincoln, and comes away with an 8-0 win in Game 2 of the season series. Game 3 will be tomorrow at Healdsburg. Stones McCoy on the call, and then we're back here for Game 4 of the season series between the two teams, 6:35 on Thursday, 6:20 for our pregame show. Ryan Stevens, thanks a lot for helping us out. Really a pleasure to see you, but also to talk a little bit of baseball with you.
It's my pleasure, man. This is a blast up here. You know, obviously not the outcome JP and the guys wanted, but always fun talking with you guys and being on the radio and talking to these guys about baseball in Lincoln.
All right, well, to follow the team, follow Stones Radio Networks on YouTube, and you will be notified whenever we go live with the game like we will tomorrow night. Again, final score, Healdsburg 8 and the Potters nothing. We'll see you tomorrow from Healdsburg. Thanks for watching on the Stones Radio Networks.